All right, chat. Streaming did not work. Right? Didn't work. Tried it. We're gonna. We're close though. We're close to our goals. I have to accept that. I have to accept that we are pretty close to our goal. It's streaming looked good too. Like I ain't gonna cap on you. It looked good for a minute. We almost there. We almost there, chat. Just didn't work out tonight. I'm not gonna let myself get upset because this is something that bothers me. This is something that really pisses me off, and I'm really trying to work hard on. But step by step, day by day, chat. I think we going we gonna edge it out, chat. I think step by step, day by day, we gonna edge this thing out, and I just think we gonna have a good stream, man. And that's my main thing. What up, Roblox 3 times? My thing is I just want to be able to share the screen with y'all. I got to see what I'm doing. You know, a real streaming type of situation. So, it ain't work out. Made me, have to step my game up some more. Went and bought a new webcam today. So y'all see the camera view was a little bit different. But, we're going to keep working at it. That's all we can do, man, is persevere. We're just going to keep working at this shit. I think that's what it really is to be a big dog, though. Like, that's what it really take to be a big dog. Like, you can't expect people to really fuck with you and you not standing on business yourself. Like, it take this to be a big dog. It take trial and error. You're going to have to go through shit. You're going to get annoyed. It's going to be up and down. That's being a big dog. You got to go through some trial and error. And I want to be a big dog. So I get this whole shit ain't going to be easy. Everything ain't finna be cupcakes and rainbows and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just not finna be like that. So I like what I do, but I feel like we can just do a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Like I do feel like we could do a lot better, bring a lot more vibe to the show, a lot more, just like realism for the people. So that's what I'm about. So my bad for the streams not working just a few minutes ago, but we trying out the software, we trying out the cameras. We trying out the internet. How does the internet work with the streaming and all that? So I'm humble. I'm happy. We gonna get to it. We still got a dope ass show. We still TSD gang. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Big boy flex, big girl flex. We ain't going nowhere. So I'm just a little disappointed. I know some of y'all probably seen me on like 6 times 5 minutes ago, and I'm trying. Like I said, I got laptop screens, cameras. I'm trying to get the streaming thing to work so I can share my screen so y'all can see what's going on. But y'all, when I tell you this first story I'm getting into, bro, is the wildest shit ever. Like, oh man, we're gonna get into it right now, chat. We're just gonna get into it right now. Yo, I got a big old doobie. Like this bitch is huge. BJ, what it do, man? Yeah, man, my bad. Like I say, my bad, chat. The streaming ain't work out, but I wanted to make sure we was live tonight. We still gonna do a dope ass show. Y'all know me, so hey, before we get into anything, bro, let's go ahead and get into this crazy shit right here, chat. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and get into this crazy shit right here, chat. Now you got to watch the whole thing. Shit is wild.
They got me feeling like I'm academic. Can't ride away. Here we go, chat. Sorry. Recalls very intense Sean Diddy Combs taking him on an enforced holiday. He said you can't say no to him. Jesus Christ.
So you can't say no to Diddy.
Alright, you could hit play. Fuck. Here we go.
I've worked too hard in life. Not even Diddy's bitch. Diddy's new to me, right? He looked after me. He took me on an enforced holiday to Vegas. He's a very intense man. Say Diddy went, could you pick me up from the airport? I've got back from holiday, or I'm going away. Would you feed my fish? And really didn't want to feed his fish. Oh, how much fish food you put in? He'd still do it because you think, oh, don't upset him. He's an influential person.
I got it.
So his laugh, he's a good laugh, but if you, imagine you get very friendly with him, he might ask you for loads of favours, and then you can't say no to him.
What the fuck?
Now, chat. This where
Oh,
it gets.
hell.
Chat. This where it get crazy. This fucking egg, chat. This fucking egg he's holding, chat. This shit gets weird as fuck.
Oh, no. I know this ain't a motherfucking egg. I know this ain't what I think it is.
Chat, wait till you find
I
out
guess
what that
this nigga
egg is
passed the
for,
test.
chat.
I guess this nigga passed the test. The egg didn't break.
Chat.
Actually, is that failing the test or passing it? What the fuck? Why do you have an egg? Oh, hell nah.
Time.
Hold on, Suge. Help us understand, because a lot of this, people understand what.
Russell Simmons, Andre Arrell, Jimmy Iovine. Even if you take Jimmy Iovine, he had an allegation from him, same thing, he went away. We take Jimmy Iovine. They told me at Universal, the Interscope, they said, you know what? We can't deal with artists that gets in trouble. And your artist gets in trouble, they talk crazy.
This call and/or telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Keep going, Suge.
They speak about what they speak about what they see. Now I was told that I can't do business there because of that. Now Doug Morris gave Puffy a deal for millions of dollars. It flopped. Look at all these things and everybody want to say Puffy, Puffy, Puffy. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Puffy stepped in this shit, and even if he wiped the shit off his shoe, it still stinks. But he's not the only one. They got all the tapes. They got
Now,
all
when
the
you talk
videos.
about the tapes,
But this been going on for a long time.
Hold on, Suge. Help us understand. 'Cause
Well, number one, luckily, I won their first choice, their second choice. I won the third choice to be at those freaky parties. But you know what they show. They used to have a thing in the industry, right? And the sad thing about it, I don't like mentioning Usher. I don't like mentioning Justin Bieber. I don't like mentioning all these people that everybody know what time it is. So at the same time, they used to have a joke. They never played this joke with me. And they used to walk in the Interscope office. They'd go back there and they'd be like, hey, we passed the test. I said, we haven't did the test. One dude said, well, don't say that in front of Mr. Knight because he's going to take it offensive and hurt somebody.
Listen to this
I
part,
said, well,
chat.
whatever it is, I probably will take it offensive when somebody will get
Listen,
their ass
chat.
whooped. You know, that was me in those days. But they used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. They could take a boiled egg.
Watch what he say, chat. Hold on. They know where to put the commercials.
They used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. They could take a boiled egg, raw boiled egg, they have those guys put their pants down and bend over and they stick it up their ass. The egg break, they say they're not ready yet. They ain't put enough work in.
Yo, you didn't put enough work in. That's crazy. If the egg break, oh, the egg is intact.
Chat, he got the
Well, the
egg
egg
in
is
his
intact.
hand. Chat, he got the egg in his hand.
Okay.
The boiled
That's
egg
Hollywood.
test, chat.
So everybody want to go act like they don't know what's going on.
Hold on a second,
But
sure.
if you just look. That's all you gotta
Suge,
do is watch.
I have never heard of anything like that. So if I haven't heard about it, just assume a lot of people
well,
haven't
first
heard
of
that
all-
before.
okay,
But
well,
you think
let's
it's
stop
on
for a
video?
second. Let's stop for a second.
Go ahead, Suge.
Yeah, listen, and also, have you ever been to any puppy parties?
No.
You sure they had a long time to think about it. But if you haven't been in those butt naked parties, even some of the preachers been in those parties, and they wasn't on their knees praying for God. See, they was praying for somebody to have come real quick or something. But I wasn't there, but it's proof of it. At the same time, everybody want to look around and act like.
Yo, chat, is this the first time we've heard about this egg test, man? Russell Brand, I want to think. I thought he was like a woke type of dude. Unless I'm wrong.
All right, chat. All right, chat. Tell me what the fuck.
Has
you
anyone
think.
ever talked about
Hey,
this
chat.
egg test? I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, pause.
Hey, chat. Anyone of y'all?
Fascinated a bit because, like,
Chat. Any one of y'all ever did the egg test? Y'all can tell me, chat. Tell me in the chat if you ever did the egg test, chat. I know y'all ain't never did the egg test, chat. Come on. W's in the chat if you did the egg test. Yo, ain't that some wild shit? To put a raw egg up somebody's ass and say if the egg break, or a hard-boiled egg, and if the egg break, you ain't ready. Which means your asshole supposed to be blew out. You supposed to have a blew out asshole to be ready for the industry. Do y'all understand this shit, dog? You understand what this man just said, bro? You gotta have a blew out, blown out asshole Tell me what's going on, chat. And tell me why you gotta have a blew out asshole. Why you gotta run into Will Smith in order to be successful in the industry? So somebody just get to blow out your asshole. That nigga said best stories come from jail. Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. This is some sad shit, bro. They making niggas stick eggs in their booty, chat. I told y'all the industry was fucked up, but y'all don't be wanting to hear me, dog. This shit weird as fuck. Y'all ain't even know it was eggs up niggas' booties. Y'all ain't know. Y'all ain't know. Y'all ain't know it was eggs up niggas' booties, chat. That's what they got going on around here, chat. Eggs up niggas' booties. And Russell Brand, I was thrown out because my girl was trying to tell me that she thought Russell Brand was gay. I'm like, Russell Brand gay? I thought he was like woke and eccentric. But let me tell you about, if y'all seen Get Him to the Greek. I know some of y'all seen Get Him to the Greek with Diddy, Russell Brand, what's the fat boy name, right? Jonah Hill. That's his name, Jonah whatever. Hey, babe, you come here for a second? But yeah, so I don't know, dog. The whole egg shit is wild. The whole egg up your ass to see if you ready for the industry is wild, bro. The egg test, bro. And y'all look at Justin Bieber and look at Usher and all these people who were kids. Y'all see all these kids, a 9-year-old coming out saying Diddy did something to him. You give me that plug, that charger down there, baby. I couldn't get out the chair. Yeah. Y'all see Diddy? They said Diddy did something to a 9-year-old, bro. Like, bro, you a high level monster, bro. You're not even a regular monster, bro. You a high level monster, bro. You 11-year-old kid, dog. 11-year-old kid, bro. 9, and then there's like a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old. Like, hey, oh shit! Did y'all know Diddy got a death penalty lawyer? Did anybody know Diddy could get the death penalty? Hold on, chat. They said Diddy. What?
Oh, sorry, the death penalty. We were talking about.
Yo, chat, look at this shit, chat. This nigga could get the death penalty? Now this finna be wild. If they kill Diddy, boy, if they kill Diddy, they better not kill Diddy. Watch this, chat. Ah, shit. All right, I know what to do. I'm telling you, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna show y'all content however the fuck I gotta do. Bruh say, man, fuck Diddy. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all this shit however I gotta show y'all, bro. Sometimes I get annoyed, but sometimes you just gotta persevere when you the realest content creator on the motherfucking planet. Nigga, sometimes you just gotta persevere, nigga. You gotta show people you really do this. You ain't fucking off. This shit is for real, nigga. Let's see what's going on, chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Hey, y'all. Ain't shit working out today, bitch. I'm finna get mad as fuck on the street. I'm talking about, because I don't want to keep taking the camera down, bro. It's fucked up, bro. I can't get the streaming to work. I can't get shit to work. I'm getting frustrated today, but they about to fucking see me get mad.
The wave of accusers come forward with even more shocking allegations. And according to the attorney bringing the lawsuits, these hundreds of accusations include child sexual assault, in one case on a child as young as 9. But Diddy isn't the only one implicated. In fact, high-profile celebrity names are expected to be revealed in these new lawsuits, and that could lead to even more charges. To understand all this, we'll sit down with former federal prosecutor Gene Rossi to break down everything we know so far. I'm Sierra Gillespie, and this is Law and Crime News. If 12 civil lawsuits and 3 federal charges weren't enough, Sean P. Diddy Combs is now up against more than 100 new shocking accusations in his alleged sex trafficking scheme that spanned multiple decades. Diddy's fall from grace started nearly 1 year ago in November 2023, when his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, filed a bombshell civil lawsuit against him. Cassie's lawsuit laid out some major claims against the once beloved music icon, saying that over the course of their years-long relationship, Diddy physically, verbally, and sexually assaulted Cassie. And she didn't shy away from any of the details either. She gave specific examples of Diddy's alleged abuse, like when he forced her to carry illegal firearms or have sex with prostitutes. And Cassie's lawsuit also introduced us to the now infamous term freak-off. She says it started when Mr. Combs hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles. The man, Mr. Combs, and Miss Ventura wore masquerade masks and ingested drugs. Mr. Combs directed Miss Ventura to perform sexual acts with this man while Mr. Combs watched them. He allegedly masturbated while he directed Miss Ventura and the man to do specific sexual acts. Mr. Combs began to call the arrangement a freak-off, or FO. He would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura at random moments that he wanted an FO, and Miss Ventura was eventually expected to facilitate the location and the hiring of male sex workers. These same allegations were made over multiple other civil lawsuits, including the one filed by Rodney Jones, who's also known as the producer Lil Rod. His lawsuit was filed back in February and also specifically mentions freak-offs. Lil Rod alleges he saw a similar pattern to what Cassie described, saying he was sexually assaulted by Diddy, forced to consume drugs, and even have sex with a prostitute. This same lawsuit alleges there are hundreds of hours of video and audio recordings of Diddy and others participating in this illegal activity. We now know that when federal authorities raided Diddy's homes back in March, they were collecting some of that electronic evidence, and now it's being used in the case against him. The federal indictment against Diddy mentions this evidence and also defines freak-offs, saying they were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. Okay, I know you're multitasking when you're watching our videos, and if you're out running errands, listen up. I have to tell you about the free app Upside.
When she say multitasking, she mean jacking off. When she say you multitasking watching her videos, she mean beating your meat.
This prints business cards, but we also...
Hold on, chat.
Cleaning the hotel rooms after the freak-offs to try to mitigate room damage, arranging for travel for victims, commercial sex workers, and Combs to and from freak-offs, resupplying Combs with requested supplies, delivering large sums of cash to Combs to pay the commercial sex workers, and scheduling the delivery of IV fluids. During the federal raids, investigators collected some freak-off items, including more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. Prosecutors used all this evidence and more to move forward with Diddy's charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy's pleaded not guilty to these charges and says his side of the story will come out at trial. All the while, Diddy is behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, having been denied bail twice. And while Diddy is literally in a holding pattern, the case against him continues to build, with a wave of new civil lawsuits soon headed his way. This week, Houston-based attorney Tony Buzbee announced 120 civil lawsuits against Diddy will be filed in the next 30 days. If that number is staggering, consider this one, the number of people that initially reported the sexual abuse. Buzbee says it's thousands. Now, the lawsuits haven't been filed yet, so we're still unclear about specific information like dates or names. Here's what we do know. Buzbee says the assaults took place in Los Angeles, Miami, and New York, dating as far back as 1991. 60 of the plaintiffs are women and the other 60 are men, and of them, 25 alleged they were sexually assaulted as minors, the youngest of which was only 9 years old when the sexual assault occurred. Others were only 14 or 15. Over the dozens of lawsuits, plaintiffs will describe new allegations against Diddy, including violent sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitating sex with controlled substances, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, and sexual abuse of minors. And then there's the other people involved. Diddy's associates could be named in these coming lawsuits, but so too could be some high-profile names. Buzbee says he can't tell us the names specifically, but that they are high-profile and will shock us. In an interview just this week, Buzbee told me some of the allegations in these new civil lawsuits could mean even more charges are filed.
What I'm hoping is, and I'm encouraging my clients, to those that, to the extent that they are willing to do so, to make themselves available to the federal authorities to tell their story. And I expect the indictment will grow. I expect there will be more counts.
If the federal indictment does in fact grow, how would that even work? Could any of these soon-to-be revealed high-profile names be listed as co-defendants? Here's where we turn to former federal prosecutor Gene Rossi for some more insight. So, just starting talking about these more than 100 new civil lawsuits that are about to be filed against P. Diddy, what's your initial take just hearing that number, 120 new lawsuits?
Well, the number that really shocked me is there were 3,000 people that contacted this team of lawyers, and they pared it down to only 120. So they probably have other victims that they could use if they have to, but 120 is just enormous. And that shows to me, and these are allegations, they have to be proven both criminally and civilly. It shows to me that for the last 20 years, allegedly, Diddy has been engaging in quite a massive enterprise that violates federal criminal laws and state laws.
And since this news of these 120 lawsuits, you said 3,000 people had come forward. I actually spoke to the attorney who's planning to file, and he said thousands more came forward after this. So do you think it's possible this is just the start of civil suits against P. Diddy?
Well, it reminds me of the quarterback, Deshaun Watson. I think he's now the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. But Deshaun Watson only had about 20 to 25 accusers. When you get into 3 digits, 120, probably 150 at the end of the day, that's just enormous. And 2 things happen. Number one, his legal fees are going to be incredibly high. He'll have to get a team of 25 lawyers to handle all these lawsuits. But the key word is distraction. Sierra, he's facing a federal indictment, propounded by one of the top U.S. attorney's offices in the country, the Southern District of New York. They're the varsity. They're geniuses. And they don't indict somebody because it's a slow day in the grand jury. So he has that big monster federal indictment, and now he's going to have approximately 120 civil suits. I don't know how he's going to survive financially, if not emotionally.
That leads into my next question about the prosecution against Diddy, because he's now been indicted on 3 federal charges, as you said, super severe. But what are prosecutors thinking as they're hearing about these new lawsuits? Do you think they're going to investigate them and maybe add charges?
If I'm a prosecutor, number one, they may add charges. They don't have to, but they may add charges. But more important, when I'm a prosecutor, and I was one for a long time, and there's a civil suit going on it's a two-edged sword. That civil suit could give you more evidence, could give you more victims, could give you more information, but it also could jeopardize the credibility of potential witnesses in your criminal trial because they'll be deposed, they'll be questioned, and they will be subject to civil discovery. So there's that tension. I had a criminal case against a pain doctor, and there was a civil lawsuit, a wrongful death suit. It was an overdose, and that civil lawsuit actually very much helped my criminal case because the defendant in my criminal case made some statements in the civil case that were not helpful to him in my case. So it can help the prosecutors, but it can hurt the credibility of witnesses. It's a high wire act.
I mean, it's just an overwhelming number of people who say they were victimized by P. Diddy. There are more than 1,000 now at this point, at least according to the attorney who's bringing these suits. But what's interesting is that in the federal indictment, there's only one victim that's listed as victim one. Why do you think that is, that federal prosecutors only included that one victim rather than the hundreds of others?
What the prosecutors did is they filed or presented to the grand jury this indictment with one victim just to get something filed so he would be arrested and detained and jailed. I will be shocked if the prosecutors in the Southern District of New York do not supersede, amend, if you will, and add additional charges and additional victims. I would be shocked if they do not do that. So the first indictment is just a taste of what's to come.
What will that look like as federal prosecutors are potentially going to add, as you said, future charges, future victims? What's going on behind the scenes right now? Are they interviewing other people? Are they coming together and deciding what charges would be appropriate? What would that look like?
They are interviewing other people. They may be conducting grand jury testimony if they're looking at additional charges. They can't use the grand jury to build a case against the charges that are returned and approved already, but they can look at other charges. And that's what they're doing right now. And as I said in one of my earlier appearances with you, they're probably working 24/7, working Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. And for those prosecutors in the Southern District, this case will be consuming their life for at least the next 2 years.
And you know what was interesting to me when I read the indictment is that there was no mention of any child sexual abuse. This is something we heard rumblings of for many years, that Diddy had allegedly sexually assaulted people who were minors. And now with these new 120 lawsuits, there are some pretty stark accusations that he sexually assaulted kids as young as 9, 14 years old. Is that something that federal prosecutors might take a look at?
Oh, absolutely. Well, there's nothing that inflames the passions of a jury than the exploitation of someone who's underage. And if you have a victim who's 9 years old, 11, 12, 13, 14, in their early teens, that is incredibly powerful for a prosecutor to present to a jury. And as I understand it, these 120 potential lawsuits, the ages range from a high of 38 to as low as age 9. And I also understand that about 2/3 are African American, a third are white. We have women and men. So you have the full panoply. But here's what else is important. According to the articles, the attorneys who are representing the civil victims, civil suits, they're going to list as defendants, not just Diddy, but other people. And according to the attorneys, some of those other people, those other co-defendants, they may be names that will be easily recognizable by the general public.
You just brought up the next part that I wanted to talk about, that we're not sure who these names are as of yet, but some people have said they're even more popular than P. Diddy or even more A-list, that we're going to be shocked by these names. Again, let's not speculate on who it could be. We could see this soon, hopefully. But what does that mean for those people, celebrities who right now are thinking, okay, yeah, I was at a Diddy party back in the day. I did participate. What's going on for them?
First time buying crypto? So start with un poquito, a taster.
Yo, chat, this nigga going to hell. Like, they gonna try to kill him, chat. I didn't think they was gonna try to give him the death penalty. But
Those people you're
especially after
talking
this
about.
shit right here, chat.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The man who allegedly opened fire inside of one of former President Donald Trump's Florida hotels several years ago made some wild statements to law enforcement in his interviews, saying he was a sex slave for Sean Diddy Combs. Well, now that federal investigators have raided two of the rapper's homes and an arrest and indictment in a sex trafficking operation could be imminent, the man's comments sound a little less crazy. We'll talk about it. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Okay, I'm going to talk about something that I really didn't think I would. Something that when I first heard it, I actually had no idea what this was even about. So this came up during multiple times during our live Q&A shows on the Law and Crime Network when we were covering questions on the Sean Combs case. And a name kept coming up in connection with Combs, and I couldn't understand it. Jonathan Oddie. Now, that name may seem familiar to you, and I will explain why. But what I'm also going to do is try to break down and possibly debunk the connection between this man and Combs, but maybe not. Because as wild as some of his claims were, they may make sense now. We'll talk about that. The reason I say all of this is because after several bombshell lawsuits were filed against Combs, accusing him of sexual assault, physical violence, human trafficking, after federal agents raided his homes, reportedly pursuant to an ongoing sex trafficking investigation, all of these numerous videos and social media posts and old interviews and more, they've all popped up. Particularly in the last 2 weeks, people trying to make some connections between what he said or people said and these allegations. Now, to be clear, Combs has not been charged with any crimes connected to this raid, but his charges may be on the horizon and the investigation continues. There is something that has surfaced. This police interrogation of a man who allegedly opened fire inside of one of former President Donald Trump's hotels, Jonathan Oddie. What is his connection to Diddy? Or should I say, perceived connection to Diddy? Let me give you a little background. Now, you might remember back in 2018, a man went into the Trump National Doral Miami Hotel and Resort in the middle of the night and went on a rampage. The state attorney's office says that Jonathan Oddie fired shots inside the lobby and toward the chandelier on the ceiling, then draped a giant American flag across the hotel's front desk. He allegedly walked around breaking items like computer monitors, throwing things around the lobby. When police officers arrived and confronted him, there was a shootout. Oddie seemingly tried to make a run for it, but he had been shot in the leg. He didn't get very far. Police found him hiding. They took him into custody. Oddie was taken to the hospital with 3 gunshot wounds, 2 in one leg, 1 in the other. And while at the hospital, Oddie reportedly made several bizarre statements and asked repeatedly to speak with the FBI, Secret Service, CIA, the media. When Oddie appeared before a judge, he didn't make any kind of wild outbursts, but he seemingly admitted to committing at least one of the crimes he's charged with.
1 count of aggravated assault with a firearm, 1 count of armed burglary with a battery or an assault, 1 count of armed criminal mischief causing damages greater than $1,000, 1 count of armed grand theft, and 1 count of making a false fire alarm offense. So those are the charges. Sir, do you have any money to pay for your own private attorney?
I will request as of now that the court grants me an attorney. I do have funds to pay for my attorney, but I haven't had time to meet with him yet. So I don't know if they're going to take my case or not.
Given the serious nature of these charges, I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you for this preliminary first appearance hearing. Well, it's very clear. It says Surveillance footage and witness accounts corroborate that the defendant discharged a handgun multiple times at the arriving City of Doral Police Department and Miami-Dade Police Department law enforcement officers. So that, even though it doesn't specifically state 5, it does mention that there were more than, I believe, two uniformed officers, in addition to the unarmed security guard who threatened to kill as well. And there was damages greater than $1,000 at the Trump National Doral, because it says it was over 30,000. So, anything else?
Well, unclear. Well, like I said, there's unclear. There's not a number specifically listed. There could have been one officer on one side and one officer on the other, and that's officers in general and plural. As far as that's, and I don't think I didn't see necessarily the alarm pushing, but that might I did push alarm.
It's not specifically mentioned here, although. Okay. You know, sir, everything's being recorded, just so you know. If you want to speak, it's fine. I'm happy to listen. Your attorney turned the microphone off, though. Probably a wise move.
Despite having happened so many years ago, though, Adi's case has still not yet gone to trial. The next in-person status update at the Miami-Dade County Courthouse is scheduled for April 19th. So with all that in mind, what does this all have to do with Diddy? Well,
interrupting your research with huge news.
Is it the new iPhone 16 Pro?
Yes. How do you know?
It's on the screen.
Should have got
My
that.
bad,
Anyway,
chat.
the incredible new iPhone 16.
Released from the hospital while still wearing what appears to be a hospital gown, Adi did interviews with law enforcement, including the Secret Service. And we have part of that interrogation, and I will tell you right now, he says some bizarre stuff, okay? After talking about various kinds of conspiracy theories, Adi asks this one thing out of the blue.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
And it's the black people.
Okay, first thing to talk about here. The Boule is a real thing. It is the senior leadership of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the oldest postgraduate fraternity founded by and for black men. It was a secret society in its beginning, but now has chapters all over the United States. This is an organization for black professionals already experienced in their careers, and Sean Diddy Combs is sometimes rumored to have been a member of Sigma Pi Phi, but no indication that he is. Tell me this whole thing isn't a little bit out there, right? Really makes you think about the people in your life, what they're all about. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Well, there is a service that can help you learn about the reality about the people in your life. Truthfinder.com, great sponsor of ours. Honestly, what an amazing service that can provide actual safety for you guys. Why do I say that? I say that because Truthfinder is one of the largest public record search services in the entire world. Here's how it works. You go on their website, truthfinder.com, and you type in a name. Let's say you're about to go on a date. You want to know who this person is. Let's say the person is me, Jesse Weber. I'm married. This is a hypothetical. Plus, I'm not that great. You wouldn't want to go on a date with me anyway. You type in my name, and within minutes, you get access to reports that include information like phone numbers, addresses, associates, criminal.
Nigga, wow, we get back to the show.
They land on the contracts. It's these attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes.
Anybody know who those people
Bad
are?
Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay.
So Mark Garagos and Ben Masalis might be names you recognize. They are well-known legal partners who have represented celebrities like Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Winona Ryder, Colin Kaepernick, Jussie Smollett. Now, Mark Garagos has helped Combs fight legal battles before. In fact, in 2015, the Los Angeles County District Attorney decided not to file felony charges against Combs after he reportedly assaulted a football coach at UCLA with a kettlebell weight. Now, Combs' son, Justin, was on the team. The coach reportedly sent him home from practice. It was a whole big mess. Ben Masalis, though, he has an even closer relationship with Combs. He was actually a Bad Boy Entertainment intern back when it was Bad Boy Records. Ben and his father, Kenny, were honored at a Variety magazine event called Power of Law back in 2019, and Combs was there to speak about them. Ben Masalius also took the podium and had some kind words for Combs. He said, quote, Sean Combs gave me an internship which changed my life when I was in high school. For those who don't know, Bad Boy Records is the SEAL Team 6 of internships. It prepared me for everything being under Puff's tutelage, which is why I think when judges yell at me, it's nothing compared to Puff. He talked about joining up with Mark Garagos after he graduated from Georgetown, saying he believed Garagos truly liked him because, quote, no matter how hard he yelled at me, I was willing to take it based on everything I had experienced with Puffy. Okay. So Adi knows that Garagos and Masalius are connected with Combs, but the agenda that they're supposedly pushing is unclear at this point in the interview. But then Adi drops a bombshell. So, in a 2023 lawsuit, Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, she sued Sean Combs. She claimed that the rapper just supplied her with drugs, forced her to participate in group sex with prostitutes. She says that the sessions were often filmed. Okay, this is what she alleged in 2023. That lawsuit was settled. But now listen to what Adi says. Again, before this lawsuit was ever filed, before any of these details that she alleged were made public, listen to what he said.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right.
That is eerie. That is eerie. But not only that, Adi says he got an STD from the encounter and sued.
I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued for the herpes and won. But they did Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy.
Of course, this was years before Cassie filed her lawsuit against Combs, so the investigators aren't really sure what Adi is talking about, and they move on. But knowing what we know now about the allegations that Cassie made and others made, Adi's statement seems to corroborate some of what she said, right? Remember, Cassie said she would be forced to have sex with escorts or prostitutes. Adi, who describes himself as an investor and entrepreneur, is also reportedly a former stripper and porn actor. Could it be that he was working as an escort in the Miami area when Cassie claims the session happened? But during the interview, Adi often makes references to a cabal of rich people who have agendas. He claims the hip-hop world had its own goal.
The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to inform the DEA. They move all the dope. Okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by customs, by the inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high-grade powder MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself. Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks all the time.
This particular statement brings your attention to multiple allegations in Cassie's lawsuit, as well as a lawsuit that was filed by Rodney Jones, Little Rod Jones, the former music producer for Diddy. They both talk about rampant drug use within Combs' inner circle. Now, Jones's filing says that Combs' chief of staff, Christina Quorum, required all employees to walk around with a fanny pack filled with cocaine, GHB, ecstasy or MDMA, marijuana gummies, and something called Tucci or pink cocaine. It actually doesn't contain any actual cocaine. It's apparently a mixture of ketamine, MDMA, and caffeine. Adi again mentions an alleged lawsuit settlement between himself and Combs, but really doesn't get a chance to elaborate further.
I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, was he scared that I was going to expose him?
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you.
By the way, we have found no evidence that Combs paid Adi $5 million. Just want to be clear about that. But that is what Adi has to say about Combs in his interrogation. But how does this all connect back to a shootout at a hotel? Well, it seems Adi is making the connection between Combs and his lawyers and then presidential candidate Donald Trump. Adi had made many pro-Trump statements and seemed to believe that the attorneys were trying to take him down. So he decided that the American flag draped across the front desk of a hotel would send some sort of message. Now, while some of what Adi had to say seems to correlate with the new investigation into Combs or these new allegations asserted against Combs, we do need to take everything with a very large grain of salt, because Adi is not the most reliable narrator. Here's another portion of his interview.
They've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him, okay, because they know he is very alpha, okay, very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to defame him in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? But it ain't happening because it's too smart for them. You understand what I'm saying?
You're trying to, right?
Don is intelligent. We have a similar type of intelligence and overview of things. The only thing is he's not seeing that Hillary is a distant cousin of his and Obama have a different plan for him. You understand? No offense with Obama. I love each and every American, but he was part of that 9/11 agenda. He's a CIA agent, an ex-CIA agent. That's why there's so much identity issues with Obama. Who knows his real name? They say he was born in Indonesia and he's also born in Hawaii. Nobody knows. Why? Because he's an ex-CIA agent.
Okay.
Basically, Osama bin Laden never existed. It was a creation of the CIA, and it was Obama in a cave talking and looking like an Arab. And then they bombed Twin Towers. Okay? So my problem is, I'm here to expose each and single one of them to the American public for the crimes committed on September 11th, 2001.
Wild stuff, I know. But could there be some truth sprinkled in with all of that conspiracy talk? Could the feds be talking to Adi and finding out what he knows about Combs and his operation? As I said, Adi's still facing charges in Miami with the next scheduled hearing for a couple weeks from now. Interesting to think about. All right, that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. As always, please subscribe.
Now watch this, chat. We ain't done. We ain't done, chat. Watch this.
Today's the day.
Because I try to tell y'all, this Diddy shit go deep. And not too many people gonna let him get off, bro. This Diddy shit go way deeper than you think.
Sexual assault allegations, Sean Diddy Combs is prepping for the trial of his life and assembling his own version of a dream team to take on the federal prosecutors in his sex trafficking case. On Monday, Combs' attorneys filed a third request to appeal his detention order. That order requires the Bad Boy Records founder to remain in jail until trial. But in those new court documents, new names have been added to the Hitmakers Council. And those new names who agree to join his team are legal giants who are up for the challenge. So who are they? Anthony Rico is a well-established death penalty attorney. He reportedly led the defense in up to 45 federal death penalty cases. According to his bio on the Fordham Law University website, some of the notable yet controversial cases included Rico serving on the counsel in the World Trade bombing conspiracy case and embassy bombing case in 1998. Some of his other cases included People versus Corey Arthur. Arthur was charged in the murder of the son of former Time Warner CEO Gerald Levine. Rico was able to get the death penalty off the table and litigate Arthur's sentence to life in prison. He also previously represented the undercover NYPD officer acquitted in the 2006 killing of Sean Bell. According to his bio, he doubles as an adjunct professor of law at Fordham and has been practicing law since 1982. Another new addition to the Diddy defense team is Alexandra Shapiro. According to her firm's website, she's labeled as one of the nation's leading appellate lawyers, and her work is recognized in the reversals of both civil and criminal cases. She graduated from Columbia University School of Law in '91 and began working as a clerk to Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg before going on to work in white-collar defense. Shapiro even landed her own huge wins in the Supreme Court and narrowed the scope of the federal fraud statutes to reverse the wire fraud convictions of Western New York developer Louis Simonelli and former Andrew Cuomo aide Joseph Percoco. She's also representing convicted cryptocurrency fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried, who is reportedly in the same unit as Shapiro's newest client, Sean Combs, aka Diddy. And if you're wondering if she's related to the Robert Shapiro from the O.J. Simpson case, the two are not related. Shapiro and Rico now join Mark Agnifilo and Teeny Garagos. Teeny Garagos is the daughter of the attorney to the stars Mark Garagos, who famously represented the likes of Winona Ryder, Michael Jackson, and Chris Brown. But according to Teeny's bio, she's making a name for herself. She was a founding partner of Agnifilo and Trader and has defended clients in federal and state cases at the trial and appellate level. Her experience is in defending and investigating allegations of sexual misconduct, and she's represented a number of people accused of sexual assault and sexual harassment. But on the flip side, she's also represented victims of sexual assault and violence. But her range doesn't just include sex crimes. According to her bio, she's also defended a wide range of criminal matters, including securities fraud, wire fraud, public corruption, tax evasion, deportation, and narcotics cases. And of course, there's Mark Agnifilo, who seemingly has been the face of Diddy's defense team thus far. According to his bio on his firm's website, he's won acquittals in many of the most complex and difficult trials in America. In the past several years, he secured 3 acquittals in cases ranging from assault to international tax fraud to political corruption, and has tried more than 200 cases over his 30-year career. With all 4 combined legal experience, it seems they're all up for taking on a music mogul accused of sex trafficking. As Diddy faces another hearing slated for next week, we can expect his new additions to argue for bail once again. But will it be successful? Well, that's up for a federal judge to decide if third time's the charm. There are a lot of difficult stories that we cover here at Law and Crime, and part of the reason we're able to keep bringing you these types of stories is because of our great sponsors. So I really want to take time to thank Upside for sponsoring us. If you're wondering what's Upside,
especially somebody with significant money, they're going to hire established attorneys with experience, and they're going to hire a team of attorneys.
And he also added Sam Bankman-Fried's attorney, that being Alexandra Shapiro. What do you make of that addition to his team, given she's still representing Sam Bankman-Fried and he's reportedly housed in the same unit as Diddy?
You know, that's actually not all that surprising. Oftentimes, defendants will speak to other defendants. They'll have exposure to other defendants while in custody, and will sometimes, by recommendation of other defendants, hire an attorney that is representing one of them. I've many times seen clients hire the same attorney as somebody else that's in the same cell block with them, just because of references. It's not much different than how people find their estheticians or their physicians or pick the gyms that they go to. It's by word of mouth.
And just looking through their bios, they all have very well-established careers, each in their own right, of defending clients accused from different ranges: assault, sex crimes, white-collar crimes, death penalty cases, etc. But in your opinion, what will make Diddy's case different in terms of defending?
The biggest issue with his case is the number of alleged victims that are coming forward. And normally, when you have a case of one complainant against one defendant, instances of prior situations with other complainants are not going to be relevant. They're going to be entirely too prejudicial, and they're not something that's going to come into evidence at trial. Think of the Weinstein case, where they did, and then the case in New York was reversed because of those 3 other women's incidents that came into evidence, and the court determined were entirely too prejudicial for purposes of determining whether or not he committed the offense charged with that one. In this case, what I expect is going to happen, at least on the civil end, is there's over 100 different complainants coming together, suing together, almost like a class action lawsuit, which for purposes of a sex crime is really unique. And that's going to allow all of that evidence cumulatively to come together in one case. I would not be surprised. In fact, I fully expect that in the criminal case, the same thing is going to happen because he's charged with sex trafficking. And so they're going to be able to put into evidence before the same one jury this long list of women and men who are the victims of his actions. And that, while it's overwhelmingly prejudicial, is relevant to the charges. And so it's going to come in and it's going to be really difficult to overcome. You know, I've had clients who have had this slew of charges that for factual reasons under those circumstances are able to be brought together. And I explain to them, listen, I could beat the first, I could beat the second, maybe I could even beat the third. But when you have 27 different ones, we're just not going to be that lucky. After a certain point, there's this tipping point, and it's just too many people saying the same thing that the jury is not going to find reasonable doubt. And I think that's going to be his biggest issue, unless he's somehow able to convince a judge to separate those claims and keep the different complainants apart. But given the nature of the charges, I just don't see how that's going to be possible.
Cannabis and mushrooms in a can. You ever tried?
I'm gonna get you back to it, chat, because they going deep, and I'm. This shit is riveting, bro. I feel like they know what they talking about.
Range of experience in the criminal defense world. What are your thoughts also on how that'll kind of play into the appeal process? You know, they're already appealing his bail order right now. They're hoping to go for a third time, hoping that Diddy will get bail. But how important is the appeal process all throughout this, even given that we're not even at trial yet?
So every good trial attorney has to have a keen ear for appeals. Everything that we do in preparation for trial, during our oral arguments, and during the trial itself is to preserve the record for purposes of appeal and to preserve any legal issues that come up where there might be a ruling that we believe could be reversed. The best thing to do, which they're doing, is to have a team of attorneys, because a trial attorney is not always an appeal attorney, and an appeal attorney is most certainly not a trial attorney. And so when you have a team of attorneys with different specialties, you can have appellate counsel watching, overseeing, and identifying those issues as they come up. You can also have that appeal attorney counseling the trial attorney to highlight things that that trial attorney may not know to argue and to preserve. Without the two working together, that trial attorney has to also be an appellate expert, which is not often the case.
And you said something interesting. You said team. Now, some are also saying this is kind of Diddy's version of setting up like an O.J. Simpson like dream team. What are your thoughts on that kind of comparison?
Elizabeth, I've been thinking that our entire conversation. That's absolutely correct, and that's a great point, right? You know, O.J. Simpson had someone who was an expert in DNA. O.J. Simpson had someone who really was able to hone in on racial issues. He had excellent trial attorneys. He had excellent writers, excellent appellate attorneys. You have to have that team come together to collaborate, especially in a case where the volume of evidence is going to be so great that it is just time-wise impossible for one attorney to have the hours in the day and the days in the year to review everything. And, you know, I have cases sometimes where the case that I am trying right now, 6,600 jail calls. There's not enough minutes in the day or days in the week to be able to sit there and listen to them. You need to have support. You need to have additional humans to go through all of that evidence. In federal cases, I get discovery on disks that are in the terabytes of data. It is just too much for one person to be able to do, regardless of how brilliant they may be.
And as the attorneys are appealing that bail order and going hopefully to get Diddy bail for now a third time, do you think that'll be successful?
Unfortunately, I do not. Federal law as it comes to bail is not the same as state court law. Now, in state court, you can argue whether or not the person is a flight risk, argue that they are not a flight risk, and either get them released on their own recognizance or have bail lowered. In federal court, flight risk is a question to be addressed. However, the judge is allowed to, can, and should consider the nature of the charges. And in this case, the nature of the charges is bad. It's really bad. You have to consider the number of alleged victims, the time span of the crime, and the gravity of the incidents that are alleged. And based on that, I am not at all surprised that a federal judge is holding him in custody, and I would not expect him to change his mind and release him.
All right, Florina, I really appreciate your insight into this case. Before I sign you off, anything else you'd like to add?
I think this is going to be an interesting case that's going to have to go to trial, because I just don't see how the government is going to offer a plea that's not going to.
Now, chat, watch this, chat.
Let's look at your brand scene up
Watch
close.
this, chat. This Diddy shit does not stop giving, baby. It does not.
But make sure you go to projecttransition.org. Help educate and empower the itty bitties, the underserved, through exposure and experiences. Like my man Mike McKinnon right here made a one-time $100 donation supporting Project Transition with a note. Make sure y'all leave a note. I read it. Private note. Sorry, it's public now. Thanks to Anna Marie for being a great CRNA. That's my wife. Doing a great job representing the profession and paying it forward in this way with her husband. Amazing, so amazing. You guys make sure you log on to projecttransition.org, and I'll read your support and donation as I support you as well. Okay, now I take it all back. Diddy. We're gonna talk about Diddy. Everybody's been paying attention to Diddy. Come on, you can't ignore it. It's insane how crazy this is, right? Just like, wow. Because everybody at one time, it seemed like, raised their hand to wear all white to go to a Diddy party. Ciroc boys, right? Everybody had their hand up. I've run across Diddy a few times. I went to a couple of his parties, one at his house. Let me do the disclaimer like everybody else. I ain't seen nothing crazy. Oh, no, I'm lying. This sucker had a concert in his living room. It was like Mary J. Blige and all these people, a real stage, and they were perform. I was like, we ain't outside. That's a big ass living room. Okay, I ain't see any of that crazy stuff, freaky stuff, none of that stuff. I got some conjecture, I got some hearsay, I got a bunch of that, but I ain't gonna bore you with that. That's why I haven't done the video yet. I wanna actually entertain you with the angles. How the sausage is made, how this case was made. I think this is more interesting than, did he do it, did he not do it? Are they telling the truth, or they lying? Look, it's some, you're gonna see at the end of this video. Whoa, it's a lot going on right here. So first, let's get into it. Let's, us, we gotta do our homework. Who's this guy? Well, that's Diddy on the left. Look like he out there, Russell Simmons or something. Where is that? Bally or something? I don't know.
That's a Mo Guy guy.
And a lawyer, they say.
That's Mo Guy guy.
I like this lawyer, because this lawyer actually is going to take you where I want to take you. I know this firsthand, how this thing goes down. Let's go.
I'm going to tell you the craziest thing about Diddy being locked up right now, facing mandatory minimums, the possibility of life in federal prison. Go read the transcript from the bond hearing and listen to what the defense says they believe is the start of the feds looking into P. Diddy. The defense says, my read of it, many months ago, a woman approaches Diddy and says, hey, this is through lawyers. We're going to be releasing a tell-all book about this woman's experience with Diddy over all the years.
Y'all catch that? Now, this ain't the court of law. We talking here. Sounds like somebody was writing a book about Diddy and Cassie and said, hey, Diddy, what you want to do? I got a book. It's a tell-all. Now, let him tell more.
And it's going to make you look like a monster. And if you don't want that book to get out there, you can buy the exclusive rights to it for $30 million. Catch and kill this book. Diddy's team says no. Woman comes back with a lawyer. We're going to file a civil lawsuit against you because it's not just stuff that makes for good print. These are civil claims that we can bring and we can win millions of dollars. Diddy's team says, okay, bring the lawsuit. They bring the lawsuit, and within like hours, it's settled for, surprise, surprise, $30 million.
Coincidence? Coinky dink? I think not. So, got a book coming out. All right, well, you know, I'm super famous. People talk trash about me every day. If I Google my name, I'll throw up. It's that much craziness going on about my name. Whatever, good, bad, and ugly. Take that, take that, take that. Okay, we got a lawsuit. How many times I've been sued? All right, what you gonna say? All right, go ahead. And then it hit. And when it hit, that's public record. Watch what happens after that. But the craziest thing about the lawsuit coming out, it wasn't even that he was scared of what was being said. I mean, look, he wasn't happy, but he's like, whatever, you're gonna say what you want to say. Is when he found out that the lawsuit was filed and everything that was said was now being heard by the whole world.
After those things happened, a line of people came with stories to get their check too. Hey, if she got 30 mil, what can I get off this guy? I was there, I saw this, I heard that. And that then led to a federal investigation. See, people think, oh, somebody's out to get him. He pissed off the wrong person. It's the alcohol company that, nah. You guys got to understand that there's prosecutors out there who want big, sexy cases. They don't fall out of the sky every day. The chance to go after somebody like P. Diddy and put him away for life is like the greatest case you could ever find if you're a prosecutor. And so when a public filing gets released and you read it and you go, wait a second, that law firm is mad thorough. Wait a second, he settled it for 30 million. Wait a second. If all of this is true, then I could probably get some subpoenas. I could probably collect some evidence. I could probably build a case. They start doing it. They raid. A couple months later, they indict. It is very possible that had P. Diddy immediately caught and killed the story by paying the $30 million at him, he pissed off the wrong person. It's the alcohol company that, nah. You guys got to understand that there's prosecutors out there who want big, sexy cases. They don't fall out of the sky every day. The chance to go after somebody like P. Diddy and put him away for life is like the greatest case you could ever find if you're a prosecutor. And so when a public filing gets released and you read it and you go, wait a second, that law firm is mad thorough. Wait a second, he settled it for 30 million. Wait a second. If all of this is true, then I could probably get some subpoenas. I could probably collect some evidence. I could probably build a case. They start doing it. They raid. A couple months later, they indict. It is very possible that had P. Diddy immediately caught and killed the story by paying the $30 million that he paid eventually anyway, that story never gets public. Nobody ever comes forward, and nobody in the federal government ever bothers to look for the baby oil. I'm going to tell you the can
Now, the tone of this is no way to indict, exonerate. I'm not into the guilty or not, because frankly, I always hate when court of public opinion rules because we're not thorough enough. I'm not doing enough homework. I gotta, like, if you really have ever been through anything in court, it's so extensive. You can get a damn jaywalking ticket and fight it, and you're gonna get a 15-page docket. Are you reading all 15 pages? I'm not gonna go through the 843-page transcript of all of these accounts. I'm just gonna sit there from the top, look at it and say, I think this or that, but I'm gonna keep that private right now just because I wanna go through how this sausage was made. So Diddy, walk with me now, and I know this for fact, that someone believes that Diddy was given the wrong advice in the moment of truth when they were saying 30 million or we're filing tomorrow. I know that for a fact. Matter of fact, found that out months ago, before the raid and before, obviously, he was put in jail. And they said, I mean, this was a lawyer just slapping themselves in the head like, I can't, It was the former lawyer that gave him that advice. Somebody on the team gave him that advice, and he took it. Now I take it all back. 30 million. Reminds me of the same thing that happened with Deshaun Watson. We were talking intimately about that, me and some of the people on his team. And all I say is, look, I don't know y'all like that, and I don't know him like that. I'm in this circle because of Acho and these other cats. All I'm gonna say is $30,000.
Mary J. Blige, the For My Fans Tour, with special guests Neo and Mario.
My bad, chat.
Across North America.
You think you're innocent? Pay it. Oh, you're not? Okay. How many people sued him now? More than 30,000? That part. Okay. So now I'm like, dang. Woo! When the dominoes start to fall, y'all remember that show, That's Incredible? It's incredible how many dominoes will fall. There are billions of dominoes out there in this world. And it seems like a lot of them are in this line falling over Diddy. So now, what do we get to next? An attorney for a new Sean Combs accuser, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, who has a lot to say. Because now, if you read the headline, Diddy's accuser's lawyer, her, Ariel, high-profile person unknowingly, oh my, it is going down.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up.
Yeah, that part.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
Okay, y'all gotta catch this. Now, the host is like, say it again, and she said it again. What's happened is someone has the videotape, whether they're somebody that worked with Diddy and they were a part of, I got the video, or somebody saw it and was able to film it, whatever it is, somebody got a video. I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm gonna tell you how this sausage was made. Now, they're seeking counsel. They went to her, Ariel, to be their lawyer. I have this videotape. Now, I want you to be my lawyer. She's like, They sent her some still pictures. I want to also...
Scary Jerry.
Who's famous, I want you to contact them, as they call it, catch and kill, like the guy just said. And I want you to ask them to give me a certain amount. And if they don't, I'm gonna put this tape out. Doesn't that like just feel a little, I mean, I understand this is kind of informal mediation. This is kind of like how it really goes all the time in high profile, especially. But a little extortion, don't you smell like a hint of like, damn, there's a process in order where a legal attorney will take calls and clients from people who have stuff and say, I can get rid of it if they pay me before. And you're like, well, how wronged were you if they could just pay you right now? I thought you wanted to get justice. Well, yeah, just us, me and him. Give me my money. Wow.
Heard this before, so like a catch and kill?
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
Or I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
You can verify that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And I can tell the video was pornographic in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at
Okay.
a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
Oh, drop them big words, girl. Nice, too. Nice counsel. Very nice counsel. All right, here's the thing. So did y'all catch that last part? The last part about the person who's getting filmed, high profile, bigger than Diddy. Who was that? Damn. And they don't even know it. Used to be the homie, used to be the ace. Goodness, you feeling me? I don't know it. And now that's about to do something in my career, do something in my life, whoever I am. God dang it. Woo! All for the, and we all know what it's for. The oldest story in the world, the first story, a man and a woman, a snake and an apple, and a little milk. That's it. This is, yeah. That's why there's nothing new under the sun. Isn't that crazy? So they obviously, that person is not going to want that out. So whoever has that video is shopping for other lawyers. They didn't get Ariel, they're going to get somebody. And let me talk to you about that. You keep hearing this word shopping, and it's really that crazy out there. Because there are lawyers, there are clients, and they're all on this shopping spree. They're all in the shopping market. The individuals, the person wronged or the person accusing. You got to say the difference too, because some people ain't been wronged, they just accusing. They are looking. But guess who else is looking? This is what I don't think people understand. Lawyers are fishnetting, soliciting their services. Here we go. Putting up, I've even heard of lawyers putting up like signs. You've seen them. Signs or, you know, on the brown poles in the hood, like pictures, like, if you've ever seen this, if this ever happened to you, call 1-800-NEED-ME. Ford need me, right? And you call, they're like, yes. Yeah, you said if I ever saw somebody in red walk by, say, call you. Yes, you saw somebody in red? No, well, it was like burgundy-ish, kind of brown, but I don't know. How was the lighting? Could you say it was red? I mean, you know what? The more you talk about it, more you make me think it was red. Come on down to 700 Hill Street, right? Or there's people really been wrong, but I'm talking about that layer where everybody's like, that uncomfortable layer while we hydrating over here, right? That like.
Hold on, chat. Don't worry about it.
I wouldn't be able
Don't
to
worry about it, chat. It's gonna be real quick, like bang.
You shopping to get paid before it gets out? Well, and then you're talking about ambulance chasing, and it's a fame and fortune conversation for the lawyer. Because lawyers are sitting there like, oh, give me that case. If you give me that case, everybody know me. I get more clients. I get higher profile clients. That is happening personally with my life right now. Real talk. Y'all know what it is. Here we go. News of the video comes as lawyer Tony Busby. We know who he is, right? Wasn't he involved with Deshaun stuff or something? But I know that name from Houston. Who is representing more than 100 alleged victims of sexual assault at the hands of the disgraced rapper. 100 now. He went from one book to 100 alleged victims. Plans to reveal the identities of many powerful people who played a role in Diddy's alleged offenses. Did you hear that? Let's make this bigger if we can. I like it big. Oh, that's good.
Pause. Like it big.
Do I supposed to say pause? I don't even.
Yeah, you're supposed to say pause. Yeah, you said
addressing
yes.
the press conference in Houston. Oh, there we go. Some quotes. Busby warned that the day will come when he names other alleged perpetrators and onlookers connected to the shocking allegations. Did y'all catch that? See, reading is essential. And onlookers. So basically, some people who were just participating didn't know they were getting filmed. Some people who were just watching didn't know that they were watching an assault, because at that time, a lot of these situations, the person as we've read, are not bringing up assault charges, not calling the police, etc. There are times where maybe it got contentious, and there are times where it looked like, oh, we just messing around. And then there was a coercion that occurred. Y'all get it? So you could have just been looking at the homie get it in, and then that turned into, nah, you was watching somebody get assaulted. Wow. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. He stressed we will pursue this matter, no matter who the evidence implicates. Yeah. The day will come when we will name other names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. Thank you. Respect that at least. The names will shock you. Oh my goodness. Let's get out of that. So now, I want y'all to beat it up in the comments. I told y'all how the sausage is made. That doesn't mean that it's not organic. That doesn't mean that it's not pure. It's not good. I don't want to accuse anybody of lying. I'm just saying there are incentives to tell the truth.
I'm Vinny Politan. The subject of my investigation is the P. Diddy sex abuse scandal that has rocked Hollywood and the world of hip hop. And this scandal is continuing to grow. Here's the story. Sean Diddy Combs is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He's been an A-list celebrity for decades. For many years, he was revered as a trailblazer, taking the world of hip-hop into the mainstream, paving the way for others. He rubbed elbows with some of the richest, most powerful, and most famous people in the world. He threw legendary parties where everyone wanted to get on the invite list. That was then. But now, Diddy's world has been turned upside down. Those same people who wanted to get close to Diddy now want to distance themselves. Instead of living in mansions, he lives in a jail cell. And those parties he used to throw are now the subject of countless civil suits and criminal charges. Diddy has now been accused of being among the worst and most perverse sex abusers. And all these allegations, Diddy continues to deny them as the allegations against him continue to pile up. I just want to take a moment to think about where we are. For years, you watch the entertainment shows and you watch on social media. Everyone was always talking about, oh boy, those parties. I want to go to that party. I want to go to the white party. I wish I got an invite. Must be like the most amazing thing with all these A-list celebrities, all the cool kids, right? Well, it was everybody. It was everyone who was talking about this stuff. A screen recording posted to YouTube by Jamel, aka Jamal, shows LeBron James join one of Diddy's Instagram live streams and actually commenting on Diddy's parties.
Hold on, chat. LeBron James
Interrupting
chat?
your research with
LeBron James chat? Whoa.
Hey, happy Easter to all y'all over there, man.
What's up, man? Happy Easter. Happy Easter. We want to tell you we miss you doing your thing on the court. But just you've been a leader in the community. Congratulations on everything you're doing with the schools. I got a couple of schools myself, so we in the fight together for the education, saving our communities.
Man, like everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah.
What?
Now, so like I said, it's been very public for such a long time. So public that on Conan O'Brien, on his show, Diddy is a guest, and he's talking about his own parties. Take a listen.
Gotta keep them there. Right. Any locks on the doors?
This is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
Like locking the doors, no air conditioning, the heat. What's going on here, right? All right, maybe it's a different experience. Now, back in 1999, Diddy joined Entertainment Tonight and also very publicly discussed his parties.
They don't want me to throw the parties no more, but we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my party. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. Whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizon, people get intimidated. There's a lot of people out there that feel intimidated by it. It's just like people from all walks of life connecting and getting together.
So all this public discussion about the parties brings us to our first question of the investigation, which is, what happens at Diddy parties? What happens? We're starting to hear more from some of these allegations. Joining me to help figure all of this out, artist, DJ, multimedia personality, and host of the national radio show Dish Nation, Head Crack is with us. Head Crack, great to see you. Yes. So, I'm looking at the wide array of people who have talked about this, from Ashton Kutcher to LeBron James is talking about it. What happens? Let's start with the white parties. What are the white parties all about? Like, to me, my understanding is everyone dresses in white, but is there more to the story here?
I think it started as a collection of some of the upper echelon in entertainment, sports, politics, getting together to have parties. I mean, you've been hearing about these white parties for years. I know there was some years they did them in the Hamptons. Sometimes they would do them in other places. However, everything I've heard about these parties is hearsay. Great music, great food, good old time. These second and third tier parties that, people are starting to talk about a lot more often, the mumbles about that just started really getting louder in the last, couple years or so. So, I think there's a certain clientele of people that be there for the regular party. And then there's another wave of people that, stick around for the second and third layer of parties that go down, from what I can gather.
So when we talk about a Diddy party, are we talking? And we're talking about the level of celebrity and people. Like, we're talking other A-listers here, and it's beyond the world of hip hop. I mean, the world of hip hop is huge, right? We know that, but it goes beyond that, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was seeing a story that popped up today about a time where Denzel Washington got into a verbal argument of some sort with P. Diddy and bounced and left with his wife. Now, what could tick Denzel Washington off? Who would want to tick Denzel Washington off? Inquiring minds want to know. However, you see a little bit of everybody. I think I've seen like Martha Stewart, at these parties, or these pictures.
Oh, she probably went with Snoop.
If not, why not, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like a Hollywood fun time party couple. And at the end of the day, right, Diddy is, even with all the heat he got on him now, I'm still sure that if he threw a party tomorrow, if he was out, people would show up. And, especially when you talk about the 90s and the 2000s, the guy was a hot commodity. Somebody people wanted to be around because of his power and influence. So anybody who can wedge their way into that situation would definitely do that.
Joining us now by phone, celebrity bodyguard who has attended some of Diddy's parties. Big Homie is with us. Big Homie, thank you so much for joining us. Let me ask you the question. What happens at a Diddy party?
Well, at a Diddy party, there are different layers to the party. Once you arrive, you have the normal crowd. And then after that, things can get a little bit murky.
Now, when you say the word murky, do you mean it's not clear what's happening, or it's something that is kind of off the beaten path a little bit and something that people wouldn't necessarily want to talk about publicly?
Definitely something people wouldn't want to speak about publicly. I would say, when I say murky, I mean dark. any type of narcotic you could want is going to be made available to you. There are going to be different variants of sex workers that are going to be available to you. Whatever you're into.
How public is it? So I'm trying to understand, right? So you're invited, you get to the first party, the main party. Maybe it's getting later. Does it change? Is there a different room? Is there a different place? Or is it just over the course of hours things change at the party? And is there an invite only to that next murky level, or is it whoever wants to? Big homie, you still with us? We've lost Big Homie momentarily. We'll go back to Headcrack. Your thoughts about what Big Homie is saying there about the murkiness of this. That's kind of what you were describing, and
I mean, it's an alignment. And the crazy thing is, everybody has their vices. Everybody has their thing that they're into. People like to let their freak flag fly, right? So if you're in company of people who like to party and get down a certain way, you're gonna find each other. And you're gonna find each other again and again. So I think, as these tapes get uncovered, I think you're gonna probably see some people probably that were on these tapes on more than one occasion, because once you realize you could come someplace and be, and this is like low level conversation. Oh, I keep my shoes on here. Oh, I'm gonna keep coming back, And I think that's the type of energy that stuff, lends to.
And is it? And when you're talking about celebrities, right? Celebrities always concerned about their reputation and things leaking out. Is this a situation where everyone's kind of in it together, so they all know? Listen, we don't talk about this. Kind of like the old saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but what happens in the murk stays in the murk.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like even lower level. Hey, what are you doing in the strip club? No, what are you doing in the strip club? Oh, I guess we both in the strip club. So we both got something on each other to where it's like, shh. And everything else is the rest. And as I picture these levels of the party going, I don't know if you've ever watched Good Times, but you remember that one time where they threw a party at Walona's house to try to make sure she could lose Penny? That's what I imagined the second layer of the party was. Just a bunch of weird, seedy characters and just a bunch of crazy stuff going on that the law probably wouldn't approve of. But if you're there for that, man, you in heaven.
And then the question is, when does it cross that next threshold into complete deviant behavior like is being alleged in some of these criminal and civil suits that have been filed? Is that a level beyond murky?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, when you hear stories about people getting their drinks spiked, ketamine being administered, high levels of THC to keep people controlled and docile, that's when we're in the murky levels. There's one thing if you came to have a good time or listen to some great music. It's another thing when you kind of lose all your faculties and you don't know what's happening, from point A to point B, and people are just doing God knows what to and with you. That's when it's a high level of murk there.
All right, we've got more to get through here. Coming up next, everyone's been talking about it, 1,000 bottles. Why all the baby oil?
And they've seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff.
That's the U.S.
Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. We ain't about to go nowhere, chat. Hold on, chat.
You talked about that scene where Diddy Combs gets the key to New York City. Well, he's also indicted the mayor of New York City. So very aggressive prosecutor at the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York. So my guess is if there are, in fact, other celebrities here, he's not going to shy down from going after them. But what's interesting in this RICO case, conspiracy type of case, only one person's been charged. Seems like maybe a whole bunch of other people are already cooperating in the case against Diddy. Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney, also talked about what was seized. And this, again, is another big part of the story. You're talking about a criminal enterprise. So what are the things they seized that this criminal enterprise had possession of?
During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
1,000 bottles? 1,000 bottles of all of this. Brings us to our next question. This is the one everyone's talking about. Why all the baby oil? What exactly is going on here? I mean, 1,000 bottles? Still with us, multimedia personality, head crack. I've got, whatever happens here and whenever you look back on this is one of those little facts, maybe a big fact, that everyone is going to remember and everyone's talking about now. Like all of this baby oil. Why? What in the world is going on? 1,000 bottles, head crack, 1,000 bottles.
I mean, one could say it was the biggest Instacart clerical error of all time, or somebody has eczema over there in that house. But but all signs are pointing to that this was either used as lubricant for whatever deviant sexual activities were happening, during the deeper, murky hours of the freak-off, or somebody just really likes to be shiny.
These parties and these freak-offs, they're not necessarily taking place in Diddy's homes, right? There's hotel rooms and other venues. I mean, I can't imagine the mess that is being made in these places if, in fact, like the U.S. attorney alleges, this baby oil is part of the evidence of what's going on at these freak-offs.
Well, it seems like that component is to make a punchline, right? You got some things that are like, facts and things that they want to like nail them to the wall on. But then sometimes in this new era of like, when you're bringing somebody down a peg, you have to give the public a reason to doubt that person, whether it's an allegation that's like so hard to shake off of you, even if you find out that you're innocent, and then something that the world will laugh at. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, like even if you said it with no context, you'll at least giggle just a little bit because it's funny to think of someone having that much baby oil.
Now, TMZ released a documentary entitled The Downfall of Diddy, The Indictment, which is available on Tubi. In it, Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, is asked about the baby oil.
How do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you even need 1,000 for. I mean, he has a big house. He buys in bulk. I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot. Okay.
The U.S. attorney said 1,000, like he said it, like he's a sworn official. I mean, he can't make this stuff up. Later on, a spokesperson for Costco did tell TMZ that none of the U.S. locations carry baby oil. Head crack, his attorney, what do you think of his attorney's response to that allegation?
His attorney's gonna get him more time. He has to. They have to stop handing this man a mic. Like Diddy would be better off having Harvey Levin represent him at this point because every time he says something, it opens a door for more questions. I think there was a statement that he made like last week and a half ago. It was like, hey, none of these victims weren't consenting. Of course they weren't. They weren't non-consenting, and of course they wouldn't be non-consenting if they were under the influence and didn't know what the heck was going on. So, I mean, there's a lot there, you know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta say less.
Celebrity bodyguard who has attended some of Diddy's parties, big homie, back with us. Glad we're able to reconnect. Big homie, what are your thoughts about all this talk about baby oil? Did you see baby oil?
So here's the thing. These events are, in the inception of the event, it's a normal party. And then if you are in for the extracurricular activities, then you get invited. These parties do take place at his home. Any type of narcotic you would want is going to be available. And other people often get coerced into this with the thought they're going to get an opportunity to be a big star. That's usually how it goes.
So why, how does the silence, why is there silence? If these allegations are allegedly going back decades and this behavior has been going on for decades and now, you know, hundreds of people have come forward now, why do you think there was silence for so long?
Well, there's a very dark and dangerous element that comes with Mr. Combs and in Hollywood in general. I pretty much have been at battle with this community for a long time. I have been speaking out about this years ago, and the moment I said something, I lost business. I began to get blackballed. I didn't get booked in Beverly Hills for a long time. Things get very, very, very dark. Devious activities take place. People are in fear. So the moment that he was off the street and they feel like his reach has been limited, now people feel safe speaking out.
And going back to your experience, being there, to get to that next level of the party, is that you're on a list? Is that if you know, you know? Or is it kind of like whoever dares to go there?
It's more of a if you know, you know. And if you're feeling bold enough and curious enough, you know, there's a video of the singer Trey Songz sitting on this gentleman's lap. Him and Mr. Combs are having a makeout session. So, you know, they usually go after people that are prominent, people that can seem meek, or someone who can seem like mentally they can be manipulated.
Big homie, thank you so much. Headcrack, thank you. And obviously we've not been able to independently corroborate what Big homie said, but we'll keep digging for answers as the investigation continues.
Hold on, chat. We don't even do commercials, chat. They gotta go on with the commercials, chat. Yeah, we got free YouTube. We don't do no, they gotta go on.
Parties in Hollywood are legendary. His empire immense. His bank account huge. But now the world of Sean Puffy P. Diddy Combs has changed dramatically. Federal prosecutors want to send him from his mansions to a prison cell after indicting him on racketeering charges. They allege he was running a criminal organization where he abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. Diddy is facing life behind bars, but has denied all the allegations and conduct he's been accused of. So now, it looks like a jury of 12 will be the ones to decide whether Diddy will ever be a free man. Obviously, the criminal case, incredibly serious. The rest of his life is at stake for Diddy. If he's convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison and never be free. And while he's battling that front, on the civil side, accusers are lining up. Civil cases being ready to be filed. Large numbers. This is Tony Busby. He's an attorney in Texas who's representing a whole bunch of folks who are accusing Diddy of atrocious, abusive conduct. Take a listen.
There are many facets to this. The conduct we will describe today occurred over more than 20 years. There are many people and many entities involved. And we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter no matter who the evidence implicates. These brave victims who have stepped forward deserve nothing less. The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world. The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. Most of these people are scared. They fear backlash in their communities. They fear backlash in their own families. They are afraid of retaliation from the perpetrators and their associates. They are rightly afraid for their own personal safety. I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against. As stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues, we check dates. We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. And I want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of.
That was the part that shocked me. You would think, as all this is evolving and we're hearing more and more, that you wouldn't necessarily be shocked by anything. But 9 years old, 25 people underage? That brings me to my next question in our investigation.
Which means everyone can take your.
No, we ain't gonna worry about no commercials because they keep trying to play with these commercials. They can't play with no goddamn commercials. They know good and well we don't watch no commercials.
And that is, what are the allegations involving minors? What type of alleged conduct are we talking about here? I mean, I can't get beyond 9 years old. That is so young. Let me bring in our guests who are going to help us through all this. Forensic psychologist with over 20 years of experience assessing and treating mental health disorders, Dr. Leslie Dobson is with us. And I know we have a slight delay, so bear with us on that. Also joining us, entertainment reporter for the Associated Press, Andrew Dalton. Thank you both for being here. Andrew, let me start with you, just with the big picture here. What type of conduct are we talking about involving minors? I mean, I understand like adults, adult parties, everyone's there. These are children if you're talking about 9-year-olds.
Yeah, we know almost nothing other than the basic facts that Tony Buzzy put out there yesterday. You know, the previous allegations, there was a 17-year-old who said she was sexually assaulted. There were some that were sort of close to being underage, but nothing like this. And even though, you know, usually in these cases, when the criminal case comes up, the civil side, as you were saying, kind of recedes a little bit, but this really brings that back in a big way and takes it to an entirely other level. And those numbers are really just shocking, you know, 9, 14, 15, and then the big number of 120 people. But we really need to wait for the lawsuits to see what will happen.
Absolutely, to develop. I want to put this up. This is from Lil Rod's lawsuit, which we have seen, and there are some specifics in there. Mr. Combs parties filled with sex workers, minors, and illegal drugs, such as ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. I want to read one other part of the allegations from Lil Rod's lawsuit. Again, Diddy denying all this. Mr. Combs forced all the women to drink laced De Leon liquor. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy. According to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs did not check the identification of any of these underage girls. According to Mr. Jones, the presence of these underage women made him very uncomfortable. He attempted to leave, and Mr. Combs forced him to stay. So Dr. Leslie Dobson, let's just talk about 9-year-olds. A 9-year-old. What type of person would even consider engaging in any conduct that could make its way into a lawsuit involving a 9-year-old?
A sexually violent predator, somebody who has been doing this for a long time, is extremely deviant, psychopathic, and enjoys harming others.
It's that dark. It's that dark. Andrew, as information is coming out about Diddy and his parties and these allegations, is there a sense that it's always been like this and we're just hearing about it, or that the conduct through the years has allegedly become more extreme?
Yeah, most of the, I mean, the conduct, it definitely runs to recently in the allegations, but it does seem like a lot of it has been going on for years. I don't think it rose to a level of extremity. I think that what happened was with this initial Cassie lawsuit in November, that just punched a hole in all of it and made all of it a lot more apparent. And as happens in these cases, we've seen it with Cosby, with Weinstein, with R. Kelly. It suddenly seems very obvious once it happens, even though, and suddenly it feels like everybody knew all along, and, all of this evidence seems so clear, but it really does take one of these sort of open your eyes moments for it to happen. I mean, I knew very little, for example, and I hadn't covered Diddy specifically a lot, other than some of his legal troubles, but, these aren't things that came onto my radar really at all until that moment in November.
Now, I want to read from a Jane Doe lawsuit, and this is shocking on a couple different levels. While at the studio, Mr. Combs and his associates, including Mr. Pierre, Diddy's longtime friend and former president of Bad Boy Records, plied Ms. Doe with drugs and alcohol. As the night wore on, the 17-year-old Ms. Doe became more and more inebriated, eventually to the point that she could not possibly have consented to having sex with anyone, much less someone twice her age. While at the studio, Ms. Doe was gang raped by Mr. Combs, the third assailant, and Mr. Pierre in that order. And apparently they have a photograph with her identity, her face obviously blurred out, to try to back this stuff up. 17 years old, and Dr. Leslie Dobson, is this consistent? Like, the allegations we're hearing here, are they consistent if we're going from like a 9-year-old to a 17, to people at the party, to men, to women? That's the part that has everyone's head spinning, that there seems to be no bounds to who it is. In a lot of these stories and cases, there's a type. But here, it's the whole gamut that are making these allegations.
Well, I think there are themes, right? So everybody is telling the same story. He groomed them in some way. If it's a child, he isolated the child from the parents. He assaulted the child while he gifted the parents this promise of fame, of these record deals. With adults, or let's talk about teenagers, the same thing. They're flown out with the promise. They're asked to undress. They're asked to slowly incorporate more and more dangerous activity. They're asked to go to the parties. They're asked to engage in sexual behavior, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So no matter the age, what we have are 3,200 complaints already that follow the same pattern of grooming and abuse that we see with Sean Combs and we see with other people in the media.
Now, a lot of us took notice, as Andrew said, when the Cassie lawsuit came out, but then the raids came, and then I really took notice when the FBI raids. Still to come. We're going to talk about that. What did Diddy do after the raids?
As part of this investigation, in March in the Southern District.
Burger buns. They taste perfectly delicious, but due to a production mishap, their bottoms are slightly
of New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles.
Those raids were a big moment, right? Because in Hollywood, and we've seen a lot of civil cases that get filed from time to time. Suddenly they get settled and we don't really hear the details and nothing comes of it other than some whispers. But once the feds are raiding your residences, it becomes a big deal. And when we saw these images of 2 of Diddy's homes being raided in Los Angeles and down in Miami, and then there was all the talk about, is Diddy leaving the country? What's going on? Things got, I mean, it went from like a 3 to a 300 so quickly when that happened. And that's a big moment. But that was back in March, the raids. He's not arrested, he's not indicted. It takes months for the feds to put their case together. So that brings me to my next question in our investigation. What did Diddy do after the raids? Okay, they've raided your home. You know they're gathering evidence. You know that you're a target now, but you're still free. So what did Diddy do after the raids? And still with us, forensic psychologist Dr. Leslie Dobson and entertainment reporter Andrew Dalton. I want to start here. In Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy, she alleged that he physically abused her in a hotel hallway back in 2016. That surveillance video of the incident was obtained exclusively by CNN and released on May 17th of 2024. That is after the raid. Andrew Dalton, you know, the raid was huge, and then this took it up to another level in this story, this case, and the focus on Diddy.
Yeah, that video was really a landmark moment. I mean, that you're right. It went from 3 to 300 in March, and then maybe we had 3,000 after this video. This is where a lot of his defenders fell away. This is where he really, you know, people who were sort of waiting around to see how things played out, and the fact that it was so similar to what was described in her lawsuit made a big difference too. There was a sense of, you know, this verification that thought, okay, well, is this stuff true, and what else has that level of accuracy in it?
Absolutely, it's corroboration. Now, 2 days later, on May 19th, Diddy posted an apology video to his Instagram.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Dr. Leslie Dobson, what are you seeing? What are you hearing in that apology video after the release of the video of him beating and abusing Cassie?
Vinny, that video makes me want to vomit. I don't know if he Googled empathy and he just wanted to try and act a little bit, but there are claims of him violently abusing. There are videos of sexual and violence for years, for 20, 30 years. So that video was a Band-Aid and not a good one. And that's the thing about psychopaths, is eventually they get caught when they're not very good at being psychopaths.
Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about, because we're talking about what did Diddy do after the raids. This is from the Jane Doe lawsuit that the behavior apparently continued through July of 2024. Here are the allegations. At every visit, defendant Combs would make her perform a show for him and would ply her with alcohol and substances until she passed out. She would wake up with bruising and injuries, but with no recollection of how she sustained her injuries. This continued until July of 2024. Did you hear that? This continued until July of 2024. In July 2024, defendant Combs commanded Jane Doe to his home in Miami. When Jane Doe arrived at his Miami home, defendant Combs shoved 2 pills in Jane Doe's mouth. During the July 2024 encounter, Jane Doe tried drinking water, but it tasted strange and it made her feel unwell. The next morning, Jane Doe felt ill and confused and could not remember what happened the night before, and the bedroom was in disarray. Dr. Leslie Dobson, if these allegations are true, that he knows the feds are after him, his homes have been raided, he's been sued, and he's continuing this behavior, what does it tell you?
It tells me that it's true. Honestly, he needs to have his day in court, but we have evidence, and the only thing we're waiting for is that evidence to be given to a judge and a jury. So what it tells me is this man is guilty, and this man is likely a part of a bigger scheme where he's learned how to do these things, and there are a lot of high-profile people involved. So if I could just sit with him and do a lengthy evaluation for 4 or 5 days and give you the data on how this man's mind works, I would do anything for it.
Andrew Dahl, we have about 10 seconds here. How surprised were you when you heard allegations that the conduct continued until July of 2024?
This case just continues to surprise constantly. You think you're unshockable, and it finds a way to shock you.
Absolutely does. Dr. Leslie Dobson, Andrew Dalton, thank you both so much. Sean Combs' life as he knew it, it's over. His freedom, his money may all disappear. And even if somehow he finds a way out, his reputation will never recover. This thing is just too big to be forgotten. And it seems we continue to learn more each and every day. And none of this, absolutely none of the information that we are learning is good for Diddy. It's just uncovering more abusive allegations and information that frankly are difficult to believe, but the more you hear it, the more believable it gets. The jury will make the final call. I'm Vinny Politan. We'll keep digging for Ant.
Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. I ain't gonna let you down. I got you.
Ashton Kutcher was there too. We've heard about him. So I filmed this whole video reading an article about this 6-year-old who attended Diddy's party. It has all these pictures of celebrities. And then as I was looking for a little bit more information, or it just popped up on my YouTube that he has been interviewed. So I filmed reading the article, going through the pictures and all of these other things. You're going to want to see the pictures. You're going to want to see the pictures because there's a lot of celebrities and things going on. And I filmed that, and then I saw this popped up. So we're going to play him speaking to Inside Edition, and then we're going to get to the actual video. If it seems a little choppy, just go with it. You're going to want to hear about this.
Before his arrest, disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was famous for holding his annual 4th of July party in the Hamptons. All of the well-known partygoers wore white, and it wasn't exactly a family-friendly event. Now imagine you're a 6-year-old kid and you find yourself a guest there. Allison Hall has more.
Can you believe this 6-year-old boy was once a guest at Diddy's infamous white party? The disgraced mogul has his arm draped around a young Justin Latofsky back in 1999. Justin is now 31 and tells Inside Edition about taking that photo.
He put his arm around me in an uncomfortable way, close to areas that you shouldn't as a grown man.
He recalls what he saw at the party.
So I remember marijuana and topless women. That's the two main things that I remember.
So how'd he end up there? Well, his father, David Allen, was Diddy's photographer, snapping pictures of partygoers in the Hamptons. Justin's mom, Maya, was also there. She says the party was family friendly at first, but then turned raunchy.
People were getting high. There were girls swimming topless, young looking girls that were, not dressed. We moved to another part of the house so that he wouldn't be exposed to what was going on.
And did a curfew for children.
The kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, but this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to.
I think he's a monster.
This week, Houston-based lawyer Tony Busby says more than 100.
Okay, so they're now getting into, what we already know. Now we're going to cut to the video that I actually filmed. And again, you're going to want to see it because it's going to show more details. And yeah. Ashton Kutcher was there too. We've heard about him. The horrific news about Diddy just will not stop. I did a video earlier today with a traffic victim that dropped names of celebrities. She was trafficked as a child, talked about children were party favors. It isn't about these freak offs. It is something deeper. It's ritualistic. You just have to go and check out this video. More people are stepping forward and coming out of the shadows, as you guys know, and just telling their accounts on what has happened to them or their experience. Not everybody had something happen to them, but people witness things. And so let's get into this story. It says 6-year-old guest at Sean Diddy Combs' white party recounts open drugs, unclothed women everywhere. And there is a video that goes along with it of that party. But let's get into the article first, and then also every picture. They have all these ads on this article. Every picture that you see is a picture from this particular party. And looky here who we have first, Jay-Z. If you go to Jay-Z's Instagram, he's lost millions of followers, and you have to see the comments. People are cooking him in the comments. Beyonce has lost millions of followers, and they are cooking her in the comments. If you haven't seen what's going on social media, it's crazy. But a lot of people are not here for these people, and are just calling them out. But I'll start reading this to you. Wait, this is weird how it starts. It says, he certainly had a July 4th weekend to tell his school pals about. Sean Diddy Combs' white party in the Hamptons were not known for being family friendly, with Justin Latofsky, now 30, rapidly found out when he was just a 6-year-old kid with well-connected parents. They unknowingly attended Diddy's July 3rd, 1999 afternoon barbecue. That's what it was called. Only to find out it loaded with revelers, literally partying like it was 1999. So every picture and video that you see is from that party. There we go with Jay-Z right there. Very buddy-buddy. Looks like they're deep in conversation, maybe talking about, allegedly, the freak off that's going to happen afterwards. He says here, guys, ignore this ad. It's so ghetto. I remember a lot of weed and a bunch of topless women in the pool and around the pool, Latofsky told the Post. And this is a picture of him with Diddy. Diddy hugging up on this little 6-year-old boy at this white party, at his party in the Hamptons. I actually wanted to get in. Anytime we went anywhere with the pool, I wanted to swim. Of course, you're 6 years old. At the time, Latofsky admitted, I didn't know if TS were a good thing, or, he didn't know if boobs were a good thing or a bad thing, but but I hope to jump in. I think that's what he's saying. It's like it says TS. I'm not sure what that means. But this is him. There's Diddy hugged up on him. It says, and it's just kind of repeating what it said in the article. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit tired. It's late, but I want to keep breaking this news to you, so bear with me. There he is with little Kim back when she was black and didn't look like the Catwoman. This is Donna Karen. These are some of the women that were serving drinks and things, and probably other, we know pink 2C, one of the substances that was served. And then we also have heard about the horse tranquilizer. So I don't think these drinks probably have horse tranquilizer, but the after party ones do have horse tranquilizer, allegedly. The mother of young Justin, Maya Litovsky, did not have much to mull over. I did not give my son the opportunity to get in there, Litovsky, now an influencer, told the Post. What? I did not give my son the opportunity to get in there. Ma'am, what? There were bottles everywhere and unclothed women. I wasn't sure if this was appropriate or normal. I wondered about how kids were allowed into the party to begin with. Why, if you see topless women, why would you continue to have your son there? Some of these parents, anything for clout. Guests included a Cohiba puffing Jay-Z, platinum tressed Little Kim, Donna Karen, and Tyson Beckford with a not very child appropriate t-shirt that blasted F. Giuliani, then New York's law and order favoring mayor. So there's some girls, looks topless in the pool. Yep, looks like topless women. This is the one, guess what? Who was there? Leonardo DiCaprio was there. You guys have seen that picture. Well, there he is. And actually, if you watch Diddy's Vogue 72 Questions, he's talking about his parties, and he said if there's one guest that he wants to always invite, it is Leonardo DiCaprio. Let that just sit with you. Diddy would go on to set a kid curfew at future parties. If child welfare come in here in 30 minutes, that's on y'all, he joked from his Hamptons balcony in 2007. My kids are downstairs, 15 minutes. The kids have to go. But in 1999, Justin remembers being the sole grammar schooler. So he was the only child there, but now we know Diddy's kids would be home, would be in his home during a freak off, during a party, because he says his kids are downstairs in his house. So we now, Diddy quoted this. I don't remember seeing one other child, he said. I'm normally the type that want to go and play with other kids. Jay-Z again. There's the model Tyson Beckford with the F. Giuliani shirt. If a minor in attendance was a problem for Diddy, guests would never know it. Justin and Maya were there with the photographer David Allen. So that's Justin, the little boy, and his mother were there with David Allen, father to Justin and husband to Maya. Okay, so he's I guess he's a famous photographer, connected to the industry. Allen remembers buzzing around the hoedown, snagging pictures of celebrities, as was his job. So maybe that's why he has all these pictures. Yeah, his father took all these pictures. I wonder if he has more pictures. These are just the ones that have been supplied by little Justin's father. As evidence in the pictures obtained by the Post, Diddy, sunglass and surly looking, was happy to pose for a picture with Justin. Justin, who said his father got him in pictures with lots of celebs, including Magic Johnson, Patti LaBelle, and Keith Richards, found the Diddy experience a bit of a mixed bag. I don't look like I have a normal smile in the pic, he said, perhaps disturbed by some of the adult going-ons around him. Diddy was arrested, and talking about Diddy being arrested and all of his charges. And then it says, back in 1999, Justin and his parents handled the elite bash by moving away from pot smoke, bottles of booze, and sun-worshipping libertines without tops. This is so like colorful, like just say it plain. They didn't think much of it back then. You didn't think much of open drugs being used and nude women and drinking around your, sorry, I'm off screen, 6-year-old child? Say what? And he's the only child there? Would you have your child there? The moment you go there and you see that what's going on, wouldn't you take your child home? But no, got a party with Diddy. They did recently though, with the outrageous sex-oriented charges leveled against Diddy, they can't help but wonder what they got themselves into. We didn't see people having relations, but we left at 9:30, said Maya. The party continued and nobody was getting out of the pool, so who knows what happened. Ashton Kutcher was there too? We've heard about him. Oh, there he is. Oh, so that is Kim Porter, his ex, who died, and many believe that Diddy is the one that did it, allegedly. And those are their twin daughters that are now, I think, 17 or 18 years old.
And
after that, we ain't got to turn it up. Sound man, let's get the mic right. Turn it down a little bit. Shout out to Ciroc Vodka. Taste it, you'll love it. For real.
Okay, this couldn't be 1999. I made a mistake, guys. I did not watch this before because he talked about Ciroc Vodka. And then it was kind of weird. I was like, I don't think Ashton Kutcher was part of it. So the pictures are from that party that his father took. But this is just a general white party earlier in the evening before things get kicked off. Was that Jared Leto?
Point clear, so the child will.
Let me go back. Oh no, it has to be a server.
I think
had a tray.
Point clear, so the child welfare come in here in 30 minutes, that's on y'all. My kid's downstairs. 15 minutes, the kids have to go. Thank you very much, Cassidy, thank you. It's a responsible parent. They call me Diddy.
So there you have it, guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Now, chat, watch this, chat. Let me show y'all this right here. Let me show y'all this right here. Come on, computer. Stop moving slow. The chat is ready.
The P. Diddy scandal has finally uncovered just how dark and twisted those in control of our culture really are. From some of the most disturbing sex parties ever.
And the thing is that, like, I kind of don't want to say this, but like, if Leonardo DiCaprio and Howard Stern got named, I'd be like, yeah.
Recorded sleepovers with a teenage Justin Bieber, funding and controlling your favorite celebrities, hosting his own Love Island where he took people off the radar.
I got an island called Love Island. When you going off the grid with me, you gotta go to sleep for a week.
Free?
That's a like, he just said it?
Off parties, whilst also allegedly taking down some of the most iconic musicians in the industry.
Oh my God.
The P. Diddy situation is truly disturbing. And now that he's in custody, only time will tell what's going to happen next. But the fact that this has been going on secretly behind the closed doors of the Hollywood elite for decades shows just how well covered this truly was. But now, finally, the truth is unraveling in front of our very eyes. P. Diddy...
I will say that, like, people that heard about this or knew about this and didn't speak out against it, I don't necessarily think that they're bad people. Not categorically, all of them. Because I don't think that, like, because if you speak out against this and Bro, well, let me explain why, okay? Like, before people get mad about this, let me explain why. It's because I understand, and I would probably do it. I would speak out against it despite this. However, a lot of people believe it's not their place to do it because they weren't victims, and it's up to the victims to do it. And they don't want to throw the victim into a situation where they're not prepared and mentally or emotionally able to deal with the situation. So I think that's whack. Yeah, like, so, okay, I view it as a trolley problem, basically. And so because of that, I would still make it public, where it's like, yes, this could damage these people, but it also could prevent it from happening to an unknown amount of people in the future. So I have the same conclusion, but I don't think that their perspective is entirely invalid.
Needs hardly any introduction. Before he was infamous for his crimes, he was at the top of society. Yeah. He rubbed shoulders with
especially if people don't really know about it, right? You hear about this, maybe this happened. Are you really going to go out and spread some crazy rumor like this that you don't really know?
Powerful celebrities in the world. He knew everyone in the music industry, from Jay-Z, Beyonce, Snoop Dogg.
That's crazy. That's a lot of people.
Even Justin Bieber. However, this recent case has exposed how truly twisted the celebrity elites truly are. The investigation began initially in November 2023 by Sean's ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura. She accused him of misconduct and filed a lawsuit. Cassandra and P. Diddy then settled out of court the very next day, and one of his lawyers, Ben Brafman, was clear that it was by no means an admission of wrongdoing.
Of
P.
course.
Diddy then released a statement wishing Cassandra the best in order to further support the idea that he was innocent.
Right,
Guilty or not, it certainly left a stain on his name. Cassandra then released a statement thanking her friends and family for their support, and the settlement amount was left undisclosed. It seemed to be a case closed, done and dusted job, or at least that.
Well, I think the reason is, like, I mean, let's just think about this logically. Why would he do this if, like, he's paying this massive amount of money? It's no way a mission of wrongdoing. Like, I mean, come on. I hope she got paid. Yeah, she probably got paid some money.
P. Diddy know that this would be the beginning of the end for him, and would start the ball rolling with many accusations and investigations that would lead to his demise. A further 2 lawsuits were then filed, with accusations of abuse and sexual assault by 2 other women. Joy Dickerson claimed that in 1991, when she was just a 19-year-old college student, P. Diddy had drugged her after a date and sexually assaulted her in her home. Lizard Gardner was the next victim to come forward, claiming she and a friend were drugged and put in separate rooms where at first, P. Diddy and then Aaron Hall would do awful sexual acts against them. She then found out her friend had the exact same treatment as well, as it seems like they both took turns doing these awful crimes against these girls. Elizabeth was just 16 at the time, and then a few days later, P. Diddy pitched up at her house and assaulted her again, this time choking her until she passed out. As he
What the fuck?
was irritated at the thought that Lizard might mention this to his girlfriend. Then in December 2023, another person came forward.
Wait, what?
That Lizard might...
Until she almost passed out because he was worried she might divulge what happened. So he
mentioned this to his girlfriend. Then in December 2023, another person came forward with more accusations aimed at him. She claimed that she had been gang and sex trafficked. She said that Harvey Pierre, who was the president of Combs Bad Boy Records, flew her from Detroit to New York in 2023. However, while with them, a third man joined P. Diddy and Pierre and kidnapped her.
I think that, like, this is a really interesting component that whenever I'm looking at stories like this, it, like, I kind of have, like, a degree of the more details line up between stories and the more minute the details, the more I believe the stories. And, like, the whole gang raping and drugging people, I know it's common, but this seems to be a common factor among all of them. And, like, for me, whenever I read situations like this, if I see a bunch of, like, these, like, really kind of abstract commonalities, it probably happened. Yeah, the dots connect. Yeah.
That he couldn't finish until he had his nipples pinched. The suit included a photograph from the night in question of her sitting on Sheen's lap. She was only 17 then, and was now the 4th woman to come forward in just a matter of weeks. This time, P. Diddy did not settle out of court. In fact, he issued a statement on his Instagram saying, quote, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy.
Shouldn't have put that out there.
Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of these awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. But there were several red flags hinted by friends of P. Diddy, particularly in Usher's interview with Howard Stern, where subtle suggestions indicate that these new allegations were possibly founded as far back as 2016, back when the interview took place. As Usher described his experiences when he lived with
what did he say?
16.
Living with Diddy comes as questioning experience.
Back when the interview took place.
What did he say?
As Usher described his experiences when he lived with Sheen Coon for a year, and said he was exposed to some very curious things, but at that age, he didn't understand it.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn some.
Camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called. Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
It's only now that it stands out because it further...
What the fuck? Jesus, like... He knew, but he's 13. I don't know, like...
supports the allegations. When Howard asked Usher if he would allow his own son to participate in the Puffy Flavor Camp, as P. Diddy would call it, Usher didn't hesitate to say no.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Or he sent somebody else's. His name was Justin Bieber.
No.
In a Rolling Stone interview with Usher in 2004, he elaborated on his experiences with living with P. Diddy.
Oh my God.
He said there was always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen. With this in mind, it wasn't that surprising that by February 27th, 2024...
And they just brought a kid in there? I mean, this isn't like 17, right? This is 13.
The producer of P. Diddy's album, The Love Album, sued P. Diddy for $30 million for sexual assault.
Yeah.
He claimed that he was also drugged and woke up in a bed with 2 male sex workers and Mr. P. Diddy himself. His lawsuit included P. Diddy's son, Justin, who he claimed would bring underage girls home and then drug them, while his dad secretly filmed these sexual acts. Although an adult...
I got you, chat. We ain't worried about that.
Bro, this guy... This is this is insane. It's fucking insane. Like, no, I mean, I thought it was like, oh yeah, hooking up with some girls, and you know, this guy was like sleeping with a 16-year-old girl. Okay, you know, like, all right, this is like, it's just your typical situation, right? This has happened many times in Hollywood. This is crazy. His kid's bringing it, like, and he's filmed. I feel like, I mean, this is like, I would say this is some Game of Thrones shit, but this is worse. This is insane. Like, oh my God.
A film actor called D'Angelo Knockout Marquise claimed that one of the photos used in the lawsuits was actually a still from one of his films. Although perhaps discredited, where there's smoke, there's fire. And P. Diddy was now desperately trying to put the fires out as more and more took to flame. P. Diddy actually admits that he did document everything in his life, so any sexual male acts could have easily been caught on tape. And the fear of that exposure will keep some from coming forward as well.
So he secretly recorded people to use as collateral to ensure the continued obedience. Wait, but then he admitted that he recorded people too?
Acts could have easily been caught on tape, and the fear of that exposure will keep some from coming forward as well.
At this point, Like, what didn't this guy do? This is insane.
In deal, P. Diddy's former bodyguard said in an interview that the freak-off included P. Diddy having sex with male escorts that his then girlfriend was forced to find.
Looking at this lawsuit, she alleges that, Diddy, he'll make her
That's I could care less about that. Some dude wants to fuck another dude. You gonna suck another dude's dick? Go ahead. I don't care.
Whoa, pause.
Whoa. This part's not like, who cares, right?
Online for BBC for their freak-off sessions. And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs.
And she was searching for the big black, not only for herself, but for somebody else who we all know that was in the room with her. There had to be.
That's really, I'm gonna be real, like, I could care less about this. Really, like, I really could care less about, like, this situation. Like, these are two adult swingers that are into cucking, shit like that. It's a private sexual fetish between consenting adults. Weird? Sure. Problematic? No.
For both of them, they was in the room.
P. Diddy would make them wear masks to keep their identity from Casey.
She also alleges that, while she was having sex with these male prostitutes, the male prostitutes, and Diddy, they all wore masquerade masks.
He didn't want her to know who they were.
Which is why when Mark...
The fucking Hunger Games? Like, what is this? Like, this is some fucking, like, Great Gatsby, Hunger Games, fucking, like, weird... The Eyes Watch... Is that one of the... I never saw that movie. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like...
March 25th, 2024, P. Diddy's homes in both LA and Miami were raided by the Department of Homeland Security investigations in New York. The raid was part of the investigation of sex trafficking led by the Southern District of New York, perhaps prompted by the now 5 victims who had come forward, one of which was a male who also chose to remain anonymous. Because of this,
only 5 back then.
Guns and P. Diddy's phone on the day of the raid. It was reported that over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants were found on the property. This unusual find would be laughable if it were.
The thing is that after hearing about all this stuff, the only thing that I'm surprised about is that it was only 1,000 bottles. This is insane. Like,
once so incriminating to the horrific charges. It only supported flying rumors of sex parties that were gone for days with drugged up women and male escorts, all performing sexual acts in the quote freak-off to satisfy P. Diddy's endless need for lust. In the Los Angeles home, P. Diddy's sons were also put in handcuffs during the raid. It was reported by their mother that the federal agents used excessive, unnecessary force and that it was just racially motivated. But it couldn't be any further from the truth. Everyone allegedly involved was being taken down, and over the coming months, the truth would unravel about how truly disturbing this Hollywood celebrity culture truly was. Now, P. Diddy's
this is insane. Like, and the fact that his kids are involved with it too. Classic race card. I mean, look, it's the mom. It's there's a reason why you don't have people that are involved. Like, you don't have the parents of the perpetrator or something make decisions. Like, the mom's in on it, and yet no, and that's another fucking thing, man. Is like now, like, I would never think like the kids, like it's maybe she's in on it too. I mean, fuck, like, how could you not be in on it? It seems she's got to be an accomplice. Yeah.
Are known to be insane, as you can probably tell by the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. At these parties, it was reported that the drugs offered were all designed so that party participants could go on for hours having sex.
Like
there was
meth?
a drink called the Tusi, which was dosed with a bunch of drugs. Jaguar Wright explained this in an interview, as she said that P. Diddy would put in Special K, also known as ketamine, to relax your muscles.
Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street Special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer.
This was then mixed with cocaine and Viagra to counteract the negative side effect of limp noodle, as Jaguar described it, creating the perfect mix to relax you while still keeping you completely energized for sex.
The cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So you must fuck with a half-hard all night. So that's why you had the Viagra, to make sure that the involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke.
Jamie Foxx even said that he'd been to one of these parties. And
That's... Oh my God, bro. Like, that shit's sick. That's so weird, bro. That shit weirds me the fuck out. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, that's so weird. Like, how do you just do this? This is the beginning? Like, yeah. Like, that's just... It's sick, bro. Like, what the fuck?
And it's very likely that most people in the celebrity LA Hollywood culture would be partaking in this stuff, especially with the recent allegations coming forward in the last couple of weeks. And it's truly disturbing to think what was happening there. Recently, a video was shown by CNN of P. Diddy assaulting Casey, which further supported her claims. The video shows her trying to leave the hotel party, and P. Diddy had already given her a black eye by this point. In the video, P. Diddy's wearing nothing but a towel, and as he catches up to her, he violently pushes her down, then proceeds to kick her twice and tries to drag her down the hall.
Yeah, I
the
saw
footage
this.
shows further abuse when he throws a bunch of glass in her direction.
Wait,
so
what?
obviously he's very intoxicated at the time, having just emerged
I
from
didn't
one of
see
these
that.
awful parties. After this footage went public, P. Diddy posted an apology saying he was disgusted with himself when it happened, and that he's disgusted with himself now.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was f***ed up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, and I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
He claimed that he sought help and went to rehab after the incident.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
The LA County District Attorney's Office also issued...
Man, he's gonna have to do a lot of apology videos. Yeah, they're gonna have him in jail doing apology videos all day. It's gonna be a lot.
The statement saying
That's
that
bad.
while the video was hard to watch, they could not use it for further action as the footage and incident happened beyond the timeline where it would be of legal use. However, they encouraged others to come forward. It was explained that P. Diddy paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage so that it would not be leaked to the public.
Oh my God.
The sad reality is that this is the only incident caught in surveillance and actually exposed to the public. However, Casey's lawsuit was riddled with far more horrific accusations.
That girl went through some tumultuous that she never thought that she would ever have to go through being in the music business.
She claimed that P. Diddy would go into fits of rage and that she was his main target of savage beatings.
Well, I mean, she had a black eye, right? And so, like, how does that happen?
Into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming and yelling and whatever was going on in there, I don't know.
What the
all
fuck?
I could think of was to grab Cassie's things and start packing it up and just getting her out to safety.
She claimed that he would drug her and force her to have sex with other men while he watched, filmed, and masturbated to it. This is...
The incredible new iPhone 16 Pro built from the ground up for Apple is help.
I just like... It's just like, I mean, is a cucklord? I don't care about the cuck part. It's about like drugging her and forcing her, right? The cuck part, like, I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's just, yeah, you want to go do that? Go ahead. Like, NTR did it? Yeah, plenty of people like NTR. Great, have fun. But fuck, he blew... Wait, what? Wait, often punched, beat, and kicked on her, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically... Wait, ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive who he learned was nearby, demanded that she carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous... And this is even the one that's highlighted? Yeah, dude, bro, this guy's playing Grand Theft Auto. What the fuck? This is insane. He blew up Kid Cudi's car? Oh my God. Special place reserved now for Diddy? Yeah, like, this is like, you've got to... I'm trying to think, like, has there been anything that's been more deranged than this? Like, there's plenty of, like, serial killers that get into, like, weird stuff, but usually it's, like, one or two weird fixations. This guy, I feel like this guy just looked at, like, what can I do wrong? He looked at it like a checklist. This is insane. Like, Epstein, well, we don't know what happened with Epstein. We're not sure about that. Like a challenge, yeah, bro, like an achievement list. Holy fuck.
It's since been dubbed as a freak-off, and as we've mentioned, it's come up in many other accusations as well.
Yeah.
She also claimed to try to leave him in 2018, which ended up with her getting art. Casey also claimed that for a brief time, she and Kid Cudi started a romantic relationship, but when P. Diddy found out about it, he threatened to set his car on fire and wanted to make sure that Kid Cudi was there when it happened. While it seemed like an idle threat, it did indeed happen. 2 weeks later, Kid Cudi's car was deliberately set alight. As for P. Diddy, this footage of the abuse could not have come at a worse time. He was already being investigated, adding fuel to the fire.
There's another dude. This guy is insane. But probably Las Vegas, Hollywood, couch surfing at 50. Yeah, I mean, this is nuts. Professional deviant, yes.
Were coming forward with further accusations. And even men like the Michigan inmate Derek Lee Smith sued P. Diddy for $100 million and won by default. It seemed that P. Diddy didn't even show up to defend himself for this one. In Derek's suit, he claimed that while at a party in Detroit in 1997, he was a victim of groping and sexual assault by P. Diddy. And once these accusations started coming forward, people started realizing that P. Diddy was just the tip of a giant iceberg of a huge Hollywood conspiracy. You see, Eminem, who's known to rap out his opinions, recently dropped a line in his Kill Shot diss track, mainly aimed at Machine Gun Kelly, that brought up the possibility of P. Diddy's involvement in Tupac's murder. The line that had fans reeling went, "Kill was the day you put out hits, the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Tupac killed," which was...
This guy, bro, this guy's actually like, yeah, this is actually, he's playing Grand Theft Auto. Like, you want to know the only other person that I feel like is this reckless, this insane, and this dangerous? Hunter Biden. Like, P. Diddy and Hunter Biden have been playing Grand Theft Auto in real life. It's nuts. Much worse than and yeah, bro, this makes Hunter Biden look like a good guy, you know, normal guy. Just oh wow, oh yeah, wow, he does crack. Oh, that's so bad. Like, yeah, insane. Yeah, bro, this is insane.
Then followed by, "I'm just playing Diddy, you know I love you," and many share Eminem's suspicions, although there has been no real proof of it. It is possible that Eminem is not holding back as P. Diddy's record company Bad Boy Records is funding MGK, who was gunning for Eminem. But Eminem didn't stop there. In other songs like Antichrist, he brings up the video of P. Diddy and Casey and makes fun of possible reasons for P. Diddy to chase Casey. In another...
The Antichrist? I feel like... you know what? I mean, this is, yeah.
The song Fuel, he brings up the lawsuit and insinuates that P. Diddy tried to have Tupac's alleged murderer killed. In another song, Bad One, Eminem raps about P. Diddy possibly blowing up Kid Cudi's car.
What?
It hit such a nerve that P. Diddy demanded a public apology from Eminem. He believes the rapper had gone way too far and was doing more damage to his reputation in light of the new developments. Well, he's not wrong, because Eminem's fan base outnumbers any other rapper, and they tend to be loyal and hang on to their every word. Especially when it comes to the disturbing life behind the scenes in the music industry and Hollywood world, people trust that Eminem isn't just making this up. All these allegations seem to stem from a...
I don't think he's bullshitting either. I don't think he's like making it up. Now, somebody could have lied to him. He might not have the right information. But man,
Fuck. P. Diddy came off as a powerful icon in the industry. This speaks to the intimidation and manipulations used to keep all those people quiet. In 1999, certain testimonies indicate that P. Diddy got away with a shootout in a club. At the same time, P. Diddy and his then
This guy is the only guy that you can be like, there's like one sentence, oh yeah, there's also a shooting in a club that he got away with. Like, and this is a 19-minute video, bro. Like, I remember when, like there was the Michael Jackson stuff back in the day. And, there was like a whole documentary about the Neverland thing. And then it was like R. Kelly happened. And like R. Kelly had like a whole Netflix season. Bro, this dude is the new whole Game of Thrones. Like, you need multiple seasons to go through all of this. Like, I thought R. Kelly was like, that's really bad. You got a bunch of episodes. Yeah, you got spin-offs. Yeah, you got Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, House of the Dragon. Yeah, you have a movie for this too. What the fuck, man? Yeah, 50 Cent's got his work cut out for him. This is insane. MG was debunked years ago. Look, I love Michael Jackson. I also think that he was mostly innocent. I agree. But like at the end of the day, it's like he dead and it's literally dead and buried, right? And so what I'm saying though is like, but at the time, a lot of people, it was a contentious point, right? It's very contentious. This is nuts.
Our friend J. Lo went to the club and got into an altercation with Matthew Scar Allen. P. Diddy knocked a drink out of Matthew's hand, which sparked the violence, where P. Diddy threw money in his face as a sign of disrespect. As it got heated, both of them drew their guns and fired into the crowd. 3 victims survived to tell the tale, but one victim in particular stands out. Now, Tanya Rubin reports that she saw P. Diddy do the shooting while she shot into the ceiling. She herself was shot in the face, and her testimony has not wavered since.
I watched them both fire their guns. I watched them. And that is exactly how I sit here today. Because some thug criminal with an attitude and an ego that was outside of control decided he was going to fire a gun in a crowded nightclub and shot me in my face.
She was so adamant about it that she offered to get bullet fragments removed from her skull to use as forensic evidence. However,
to get your brand seen up close, and retractable banners that stop everyone in their tracks. We print A-frames that...
How's she still alive? I mean, if I had to guess, probably because it's right there. And that's probably why she parts her hair that way. Yeah. That's what I would assume.
About it that she offered to get bullet fragments removed from her skull to use as forensic evidence. However, P. Diddy was once again acquitted, with Shane taking the fall, being sentenced to 10 years in prison. Pulling the strings behind the scenes once again, and P. Diddy got away scot-free. This was even brought up in Rodney's suit, as P. Diddy would tell him that he even got away with shooting people and would display his guns to instill fear to keep Rodney silent and...
Well, and that's the thing, is that he was right. He did get away with it. What the fuck?
Client. The more we uncover about P. Diddy's life, the more these testimonies start to line up a very dark picture of what it takes to actually succeed in the celebrity culture, and how truly powerful the people pulling the strings really are. P. Diddy just seems to be the tip of the iceberg. Just one guy who was so clumsy.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I will be shocked if anything beats this. I cannot imagine something that is more insane than this is. Just wait, and that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Epstein is close? No, Epstein is so undefined. We don't know a lot of the stuff that happened with Epstein. This is totally different. Man. Waiting room for Jay-Z drop? I mean, like, this, like, dude, this is nuts, man. It's unreal. Like, I really, like, I honestly just, I cannot imagine something being worse than this, because this, to me, it's like, again, it feels like it's not even real. It's like Grand Theft Auto or something. You can't believe it.
He made so many obvious mistakes and became so hated by the industry that he's finally now being exposed. But who knows how many other people are out there doing the exact same thing or even worse. But soon another 2 victims would come forward. This time the model Crystal McKinney, who claimed she met P. Diddy in 2003 at a fashion event. He found her attractive and offered to help her with her career. Once he had her at his studio, he gave her alcohol and offered her laced marijuana, stating, "You've never had weed like this before."
Yeah, I bet. No, I think so. Chappelle was right, even in his skits back then. What makes sweeter is Trump getting exposed? You think is P. Diddy going to release the names of everybody involved? I feel like the names are already going to get released no matter what. Because there's so many other victims and so many people that have come forward, and it's already been made so public that even if you kill one person, it's like a hydra at this point. Like, you can't stop this because there's too many people that know about it. Yeah, and also keep in mind, a good dozen people immediately left their position and retired the moment that this went public. Obama's going down? I don't think so.
She was very intoxicated, and P. Diddy took her into her bathroom and forced her to perform some certain acts. Later on, she woke up in a cab, but luckily remembered what had happened, and she kept her clothes in plastic if they were ever needed for forensics. But because of his power, she only filed the lawsuit in May of 2024. April Lamprose is another victim of a much older but longer case. In 1994, she would meet P. Diddy, as he offered to mentor her in pursuing a fashion career. However, this would turn into a lawsuit of 4 incidents where P. Diddy would sexually assault her over the next 6 or 7 years. If she refused his advances, he would go berserk, which almost made her feel obliged. P. Diddy then taped it all without her knowledge and had shown these clips to others.
That's the reason why. He recorded fucking everything. Did you hear 50 Cent's gonna make a series about this? Yeah. Yeah, this is insane. Steve Harvey's wife filed for divorce the day this happened. That's interesting. Really interesting. Wow. I hope it's. I like Steve Harvey. I'll be real sad. I'll be real sad.
Like he had the power to ruin her career in an instant, so she always had to be careful. After a few years, she bumped into him again. This time he apologized for his behavior, but then fell straight back into his old tricks to lure her in. The indictment revealed that P. Diddy also threatened his victims, 100%. Including by threatening to expose the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of freak-offs, if the woman didn't comply with his demands. Kidnapping, also one of the charges, was briefly mentioned in a joking manner in a Conan interview with P. Diddy, where he says, quote, "I don't know if you guys have noticed this, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. You need locks on the doors." And what
What? Oh my God. Like, I hope this trial will be on TV. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be. I think this is like so dark and like so fucked up that there's like no shot they record this.
And while the crowd laughs at the time, it's only in hindsight do we realize how disturbing the statement truly was.
I don't know if guys have noticed this, like a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
Need locks on the doors.
Which is why last week on...
That's crazy. That's crazy funny. Well, the thing is that like a lot of people, like everybody, that's bro.
September 16th, 2024, P. Diddy was finally arrested at a hotel in Manhattan on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. His lawyers claimed he intended to hand himself in, but wasn't awarded the chance. He also claimed that he had handed over his passport, but it was cleverly worded as he had only handed it over to his lawyer, not the federal government.
Oh, right.
The reason this is important is because he was trying to show that he was not a flight risk, and therefore able to be released on bail. If P. Diddy did try to leave the country, it would turn into a nightmare of trying to get it back. However, his lawyer would have discouraged this. Still, it didn't matter because the judge denied his bail. His lawyer then appealed bail on the 18th of September, offering $50 million, which was again denied. And P. Diddy is now facing up to life in prison should he be convicted of a long list of charges.
That's it?
Forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. P. Diddy
I feel like that's not even the tip of the iceberg. That's like nothing. Yeah, that's it?
As a team tried to silence many witnesses with bribes. But while his life went from expensive cars and parties with some of the most rich and famous pop stars in mansions and hotels, he's now confined to 4 walls of a prison cell, waking people up to how disturbing this Hollywood industry truly is. It's also known that the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where he's currently being detained, is known to be hell on earth. It's the same prison that housed R. Kelly, who faced very similar charges, and Mr. Jeffrey was also a former inmate before he was found dead. Since this...
Uh-oh. Yeah, he did say he was suicide. That's crazy. Wow. Man, how about that?
Second appeal of bail was denied. P. Diddy has been put on an S-watch. His lawyers have said that they'll fight this with all they have, as they believe he's innocent. But it's believed that the defense attorneys have an airtight case and are very confident that their investigation findings will secure a guilty verdict. Regardless of the outcome, his career is completely over. He's been exposed for all the vile stuff, and now the truth just seems to keep on unraveling.
This is
all his
nuts.
business colleagues and former friends have done everything they can to distance themselves from him.
Yeah,
it appears
bet.
that Usher's deleted a bunch of tweets to get some distance. And even though he claims he didn't do
He
this,
got hacked.
it does seem very suspicious, and nobody really believes him. But many celebrities are too scared to even speak out against P. Diddy, and some might fear the footage the feds have that could implicate them. It's been reported that Justin Bieber is so shocked by the crimes of P. Diddy that he's unwilling to talk about it. And after all the videos of him and Justin...
Man, bro, this shit is... This is so fucking dark, bro. Like, this is nuts. Yeah, like, this is... What the
Bieber
fuck?
surfaced back online, it's said that Justin's completely shut down, and you can only imagine some awful things have happened behind the scenes that we'll never truly know about. Justin, who once looked up to and admired the music mogul, now regrets collaborating with P. Diddy on his latest album, and there's probably way more to it than just that. More information has also been leaked about how P. Diddy funded Bad Boy Records by drugging his guests with food and drinks. And
The thing is, though, like, what I bet probably happened, like, this is what I think probably happened, because this seems like what he did with his kids, is that he probably groomed Justin into doing bad shit too, and has him on recording of doing that bad shit. But he probably groomed him into that even as he was a teenager. That's what I bet probably happened. Usher too, yeah. I mean, you're gonna do it to your own kids. You of course would do it to somebody else, or did something to him. No, I think both. I think, like, whether P. Diddy did something to him or not, like, that's a foregone, like, we know that happened. For sure that happened. Not for sure, but like 99% sure. Is that they're using the victims against other victims? Yeah, exactly. That way use it, like, turn the victims into your accomplices so they can never rat you out. And, like, what do you think the odds are that he does that? I'd say 100%. Absolutely. This dude's a psycho. Absolutely, he would do that. Do you think Diddy was taught this, or is he just a solo act? It's impossible to know. I don't know. P. Diddy was probably, yeah, maybe he was also a victim, like at the beginning. Yeah, exactly, right? I don't know.
Orgies to blackmail the elite's high-profile guests. Castle Black made the claim and said he had been waiting to come out with the truth about his knowledge of the matter.
Wait, his name is Castle Black?
This entire scandal should really highlight how disturbing the celebrity world really is, how there's power brokers pulling strings behind the scenes, controlling everyone in the industry. And if you don't fall in line, you can easily be blackmailed, which makes it so that it's almost impossible to know what's really going on. But with more clues like this, people are starting to wake up to how truly awful the celebrity industry truly is.
This is insane, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, this shit is outrageous. Seems very plausible. Yeah, like, what the fuck? I'll link y'all the video. Like, this shit, like, yeah, give it a like. Like, this is fucking insane, man.
One month after my first Sonobella treatment, and I am feeling incredible. The reason why
the Diddy case. He's been arrested. He tried to put up $50 million bond, rejected. They say he's in a suicidal part of the prison or jail or whatever. But we've been talking about this. You've been calling the parties out. You've been speaking about the white parties and how you wouldn't, because it's this book that came out of his wife, Kim Porter. She released a book allegedly, and she says how he had to do certain things to stay on a certain level. And when I read that, it reminded me of how you said you don't even want more than $5 million.
Every major person you know have been to his party. They're starting to release photos of Aaliyah was at the party.
LeBron, Kobe.
Why you think ain't nobody saying nothing? They're not bashing him.
They not unfollowing him. They not nothing.
Man, they would delete my videos off their platform. Think about it, they would delete my videos off their platform. They won't even invite me when he talk about people. Homie, these allegations have always been there. So how they trying to, homie, they've been ignoring this, turning the blinds out forever. That's why I came attacking the industry, the culture, the community. And niggas push back. And everything out of the, it's been 5 years and it unfolded. And it's still no pushback. It's still no mother pushback against Puffy. None, homie. Even when Charlamagne got him on the Breakfast Club and asked him about the video, when he said, I love how you be scrambling and scraping it. Man, he didn't give no real pushback, homie. Nigga, even when Cassie came out, nigga, wasn't nobody at first. Nigga, they were still rocking with Puffy. So think about Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. Nigga, remember Puffy was with them with the rock the vote. All of this have always hovered over Puffy's head as a dark cloud. And they know this to be true. But nigga, they turn the blinds eye. Homie Puffy got some pictures, man, with Donald Trump, Russell Simmons from way back when he was a young pup. Man, the white boy always find them a good nigga, like Puffy. It's a nigga around here like named Jim Shaw. They use them kind of niggas to find them niggas out of our culture in the industry, to go recruit the niggas and the girls that's down with the freaking. Everybody was down with the freaking. Puffy just the fall guy. Nigga, you know how many people shaking in their boots that's on them tape? It's no different than Jeffrey Epstein's island list. Homie, Chris Tucker name on there. There's a bunch of people name on there. But isn't it ironic that they give us all the details about Puffy and then give us no details about Jeffrey Epstein? So, homie, I just want to remind people, as humble and as meek and righteous as you think your favorite celebrity is, they exist in an evil world. And for them to maintain in that world, they have to be okay with evil things. Whether it's T.I., man, you have to be okay with evil things because you don't get this high. Religious people have always said that evil things and evil high power of principalities exist in high places. Evil exists in high places, huh? How do you think he could do that for so long? And now you got videos of later of him coming out saying, man, they might arrest me for these kind of motherfuckers. Because most evil things is in plain sight. We just don't know what to look for. But I'm gonna say this. He ain't been accused of fucking no babies. So fuck what he did to them people. Because I know it wasn't a freak off. It was a big orgy that they was having. And how you gonna fault me because I'm a rich nigga and I got these hoes coming in from Texas and they gonna come to New York and they go, but yeah, them hoes want some money for me to, how you gonna hit me with sex trafficking, sex work? Man, I'm getting these hoes something for that pussy. These ain't prostitutes. It's a fair exchange. I'm a rich man. Every pussy I get, I got to fly in from another state and be willing to give them something. Man, this is the part of the rich and famous life. How y'all criminalizing this shit? So he taking a fall for something.
Do you expect to see CEOs and execs in these tapes that may come out, or more documents that may come out?
Everybody in on it, my nigga. Jay's, everybody in on it. You think all these people, we've been hearing all this stuff for all these years about the Illuminati, the parties, the producers cap, what you gotta do to do this. You think they gonna give us everybody's name? They gonna give us some fall guy names so they can keep going. It's still going right now. It was a party this weekend that was like Diddy party. We just don't know it. You think when Michael Rubin them had them up party and it's a 3-day party and all the who's who elite, they drinking, they getting, you think those sexual desires and urges ain't coming out at those parties with Michael Rubin? Robert Kraft was found in a massage parlor when he freed Meek Mill from the NFL. You think he ain't run that dick or let Meek run that dick through him?
Meek says he'll offer anybody.
Meek doing everything to try to disassociate himself because
$100,000 to investigate the case.
That sound like a guilty nigga. That sound like a guilty nigga, homie. I'm gonna pay $100,000. So man, I ain't finna pay a motherfucker if I ain't done nothing. Why would I do that and I ain't on none of the tapes?
Maybe because it's hurting his brand. He's coming out with new music and people are still talking about him wearing the same matching pajamas and shit like that. And it's hurting his brand.
Man, it's a whole bunch of people that said things about me and they lied and I won't even address them. I don't even address them. I keep moving like they ain't said it. I'm not paying no $100,000 to prove I ain't did nothing. No private investigator. Who they go investigate? Who? When the FBI got all the evidence. Who?
Do you think two men matching like that is suspect?
Like a mother. Gay in the bit. You're gay in the mother.
Hey,
that ain't just suspect. They gay in the. Yeah, them niggas spoon at night. Yeah, two niggas doing that spoon at night. Yeah, nigga.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. Just reading the book, the audio book came out recently. The kids claim it's not true, but this is a book that she wrote before she mysteriously passed away from pneumonia. And she's real detailed. She names a lot of celebrities in there, crazy names that I don't want to say because allegedly, you know, whatever. But
name
yeah,
one.
she huh?
Name one celebrity.
Will Smith.
We all know he like that bitch. He played in that movie with that white boy. 6 Degrees of Separation. We all know, nigga. Yeah, we all know him. But listen, my nigga, even Pac was saying it. There's some videos of even Pac saying it. Man, this nigga done got that money, so homie,
yeah, Pac is in there, but Pac was in there for saying no, he didn't want to do a threesome with Kim Porter. Because Diddy was trying to see Diddy was challenging Pac to have a threesome to see whose dick she would like more, allegedly. And Pac was like, nigga, hell no, I'm going home. This shit's strange.
Then a mother, yeah, man. These are black celebrities, homie, but we already know they all do it, homie. All the men, this is, homie, man, nigga, we ain't got no business entertaining that shit. Cause nigga, I'm getting the kind of money where I'm finna start be having hoes come this way and come that way, and I'm gonna have to fly them in and give them some money for some of that pussy. And I don't need this being criminalized. Some kind of way, man ain't wrong for a nigga to pay a hoe to free. Nigga ain't wrong for flying no hoe to sell pussy out of goddamn me, Indianapolis, Indiana, and fly to buttfuck Mississippi so we can fuck for the weekend. They ain't breaking no motherfucking law. And they trying to make this shit what players do, law breaking. Man, that's just what players do.
So what is the baby oil? What does that stand for? Where does that come in?
You know, them niggas wanna all their bodies up and slip and slide when they slippery sex is like sweaty sex.
1,000 bottles?
Man, we fucking 1,000 hoes a year. Hell yeah, that nigga, when you got this kind of money, man, you can't imagine how much fucking niggas doing, my nigga. And we got all the people that like to, and we got all the kind of drugs to make you pass than you can normally. We doing all the kind of drugs that damn near make a nigga for 72 hours straight. And then not only that, they said that nigga had the IV replenishing clinics set up for when you done drain yourself from cum and peeing, you get the IV fluid pumped right back in you and bring you back to life and go right back. Man, that's even hell or hell. We just don't know. We ain't never been there, Sean.
I can't clip my nails, chat. My bad, chat.
Hell, one of the two. But nigga, we live in between. So our minds can't fathom what a nigga can do with 1,000 baby oil. You ain't never for 72 hours straight. And your dick hard the whole time. And all you need is just some water and a little rest. And you back 2 hours down the road. Yeah, we live in the middle, my nigga, so we can't imagine.
Gene Deal, his security guard, came out saying that, well, this was a few months back, but him and Ja Rule were in the room together with robes on.
Say what?
Him and Ja Rule was in the room together with robes on. Diddy and Ja Rule, allegedly.
They were? That what Gene said? Man,
yeah, that's
listen,
what
Gene done snuck and got him some too. He ain't witnessed and saw all that, nigga, and ain't partaked and participated. They ain't gonna keep you around. They ain't gonna keep a nigga around to see all the secrets, nigga, and you ain't in on the secrets. We need some assurance, nigga. We need some assurance. Nigga, get on there, Gene. Gene. See, you Big Gene coming out too? That's how he know everything. He ain't just a fly on the wall just to be a fly on the wall, nigga. How you get to be a fly on the wall, Gene? How? To get to see all you done seen and you stay quiet all this time. How you get to be a fly on the wall is what I want to know. Same with, like, I had Whack 100 one time. Who keep telling you all the gay secrets, nigga? How you getting all the gay secrets? Who trusting you and entrusting you with the gay ball? So now, man, you got to question the nigga to say they done seen. How you get to see that kind of shit, nigga? And they normally keep it discreet.
But probably he was playing dumb, like he didn't act. Man, he was probably acting like he didn't see.
You done seen too much to know you ain't seen the play dumb. During the hiring phase, you think these people don't know what to look for in a man to trust a straight man around. I'm playing straight before the world, but in secret, my bodyguard know I'm a Fruit Loop. So I'm supposed to trust this bodyguard. And I fired him 20 years ago. Unless the bodyguard is in with what I'm in with, he don't get to see nothing. So, nah, man, I think everybody who saw something because they was a part of something. That's how they was able to see something.
You don't think anybody's innocent that's been around in pictures? Even Tyrese said that he went to Diddy parties, but he never went to the after party. It's people that went to Diddy parties, but never went to the after party.
Two pair of funky lips will say anything. Well, they know what's at the after party. You never heard nobody speak on nothing. Why have they been silent for so long?
It's a lot of hearsay about what goes on.
That's what I'm saying. It's been hearsay. Why did it take the FBI, the government, to come in and say, man, we know he's been doing this. Here's what we got. When there's been hearsay about it all this time and all these years. He's been shielded by them, homie. They never shied away from him. They know he's been beating up Kim Porter. They know he's been torturing Cassie. They know he's been doing this shit. So why nobody ever shied away from him?
Because he's fucking all the CEOs that's keeping the great relationships.
Man, somebody wrote a book.
All these CEOs are going to his parties. That's how he's keeping the leverage.
How you know, nigga?
I read the book.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say shit. You got specifics. Nigga, how you done told me this shit? Yeah, you know.
Allegedly.
Oh, okay, shit. It sounds about right. But he's CEO and he also an artist. The other celebrity. You're not getting invited to the party. Remember they say you got to tell him no. You got to tell Diddy no, remember? So Tyree said, I'm not going to the after party. Man, they all been to the after party. You mean to tell me when you first became a star and didn't nobody know who you were and you were trying to get in, you didn't go to the party? You got to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nobody have pushed back against this culture that Diddy supposed to have created for us in the black entertainment world. There's been no pushback against him. When Jeffrey Epstein started showing up in places, white people started saying, hey man, what is that guy? Who is he? What do he do? How did he become rich? Man, they started giving a pushback. There was never no pushback against Diddy, even with all the rumors of him killing Tupac. So I don't think Diddy just got something on executive. He got something on everybody. I think Diddy done everybody. Literally. I think he done fucked everybody.
I think over 20 CEOs have stepped down. Kevin Lyles from 300. The Nike CEO stepped down.
The Feds,
like
the Feds know what they got.
You feel like that's a red flag?
Yep. Yeah, the Feds know what they got.
Or is this a coincidence?
I don't believe in coincidence. Yeah, I don't believe in coincidence. Yeah, no, I don't believe in coincidence.
What do you think is going to happen? What's your prediction on what's going to happen?
I think they're going after his assets. Yeah, I think they're going after his assets. It's kind of hard to predict what's going to happen, homie. Another black man go to jail.
And okay, so do you think this is the end of the celebrity? Do you feel like celebrities aren't what they used to be? People are going to realize what goes on. Do you feel like how people...
Go ahead.
How we praise celebrities and how you used to say rappers aren't what they used to be. We don't care about rappers. Do you feel like that these are the last days of us caring about the celebrity?
Oh no. Oh no. If that was the case, we wouldn't be talking about it. We would be dismissing what has happened. But nothing's gonna change, my nigga. Nothing's gonna change. I think Puffy stays solid. Don't tell on nobody. Go do his time. And come back and still be the man.
I don't think you can go live a billionaire lifestyle. You have your own private jets, have mansions in 3-4 cities, and you do your time. You're gonna do what it takes to get out of there.
Bernie Madoff did. And he was an old white man. Bernie Madoff did. Didn't tell nothing. Didn't get nobody up. I don't think the federal government wants anybody else. I think this is an order. I think this is they answering the call that's been made. I don't think the FBI wants anybody else. They're just answering the call. And the people who decide to answer the call, careers will be furthered off the publicity, of handling this case, off the conviction of this case. But I don't think they want anything else. They don't want to uncover and discover what was really going on. They didn't want him to pay for what he did. And what he did is wasn't what he did to these people sexually. It's what he did to them people with their liquor company. Yeah, this him bucking them people from that liquor company. This ain't got nothing to do with what he was doing with his dick, with these other hip-hop niggas. This is what he did with them liquor company people. They just using this to get that nigga. And they targeted his assets. That's why they trying to make it like he was using this he was using this and was making finances off of it. So they trying to tie his sexual desires and his sexual parties to his business and his enterprise so they can take from him. This got to do with their liquor shit, man. This ain't got nothing to do with him fucking hoe. They just want us to believe that. And we dumb enough to believe it. It ain't got nothing to do with him with baby oil. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. How that's illegal? How? When no underage girl, nobody have accused him of this. They charging him damn near with the same thing they charge R. Kelly with, racketeering. Where, man? Well, nigga, I'm.
You still listen to R. Kelly?
Hell yeah. So I'm smart enough to know this is bigger and deeper than what they're showing us and what they're telling us. This ain't got nothing to do with what he was doing sexually for the last 20, 30 years in the hip hop community. As if they really care. So this ain't got nothing to do with that.
Side note, I think we all still listen to R. Kelly.
Man, shit, we still, yeah, we do. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think nobody stopped listening to R. Kelly.
Why would we stop? R. Kelly didn't do that. Robert Kelly did.
You crack me up with these two.
Yeah, we don't write Robert. Then he's talking about we don't give a damn about Robert.
Yo, chat, Charleston, crazy
It's
chat.
the hardest conversation I have with
I got
patients.
one more for you,
Telling
chat.
them that the baby won't make it. And
Shout out to the chat. Y'all hanging out real heavy, man. I appreciate y'all. Most views, most likes I ever done, man. Hundreds in the chat. I really appreciate y'all. This is incredible. Helping me get to these watch hours, dog. We probably done did it tonight. We probably be monetized in a few days because of y'all. I really appreciate y'all. This is like the best stream I ever done. And I was frustrated at the beginning of the stream because I was trying to get, you know what I'm saying, shit popping for the stream. And like, man, I love y'all, bro. Real shit. I love y'all, chat.
He was giving his thoughts on what was happening with P. Diddy speaking to the key to the city. Hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it.
For people who have done a little bit of homework and know who you are, why should they believe you about what you think and feel about Sean Diddy Combs and any allegations against him, given your history of animosity with him?
Well, first of all, I'm not calling you or nobody else to get nobody to believe anything regarding him. Like I said, and I always say, me personally, I don't jump up and down and cheer for no black man going to prison or any other man, any other human being going to prison. Because people think prison is always the answer. I'm not saying a lot of people don't deserve to do their time and see what's going on. But at the same time, that's not no cheerful thing because when you look at it, that man have kids. And whatever affects him definitely affects his kids. And I know there's a lot of victims involved in it, and whatever affects them affects their kids. So it's not a good thing to be talking about any shit about the next person. But it's not a gray area with me. And at the same time, Puffy didn't react or people he got of doing those things or those allegations by himself. He was taught from people before him, and he did it to the younger people after him. And we can talk all day and say what's true, what's not true. But the true part about it is videos, conversations, and people can see what they've done. But for it being happy and proud and say what do people think, that's irrelevant.
So sure. So don't you just love thugs and gangsters and prisoners that got a conscience? Isn't it awesome when you can be around people and they grow a conscience and they have rules to the game and they say, listen, man, he my enemy, but I don't want him to see to go to jail because he got kids. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yo.
That's just like I heard earlier today.
All right, Chad, I give up. I know what y'all looking for. Y'all looking for me to stop the bullshit. We done ran it up enough. Hey, first time ever we done ran it up like this. I know y'all like, damn, nigga, when you gonna stop playing all these videos? Man, we had hundreds of people watching this shit. I couldn't stop, chat. I couldn't stop. I really appreciate y'all for being here, man. This is probably the most incredible stream. It went crazy. My phone hot as fuck. God damn. My phone is hot. Boy, this bitch might not work no more. But yeah, chat, I know y'all like, damn, nigga, when you gonna... Hey, I done took all my jewelry off. I done sat back. I'm sitting here. Hey, chat, look, I done fucked around. My lady done got me a little pizza. I done went to Pizza Hut on y'all chat. You know what I'm saying? Look, I done drunk all these beers sitting here. I done smoked all this weed. You know what I'm saying, chat? And smoke all this weed, chat. I just been sitting here vibing, man. Like, I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to BJ Holder. BJ, like, man, when you gonna be done with this shit, bro? Like, god damn. Yeah, bro, I'm high. Oh shit, I'm smoking now. I forgot I was smoking, chat. I forgot I was smoking. Like and subscribe to the channel. I am the host that do the most. Fuck around, get your dumb ass smoke. We are the TSD gang. But yeah, chat. My bad. I didn't know y'all was gonna really fuck with me like that tonight. I tried 6 times to go live with live stream with OBS. That shit was fucked up, staticky. I ain't had nobody in the chat, so I just went. This is our normal chat. This is what we normally do, and I just went live and it just hey, I'm looking like a bum now. I was looking like him earlier, yo. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I was big flexing on y'all, but shit, this is what. I got comfortable on you. We almost 4 hours in, nigga. We 3.5. I got comfortable on you niggas, dog. You know what I'm saying? I got comfortable on you niggas. I started chilling, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm like all the content creators, dog. I was milking that Diddy shit, chat. Chat, we done thousands of views tonight. Like chat, we did like over 50 subscribers. We probably done like 1,000 hours in watch hours. We probably done 10,000 views tonight. Like, I'm more than I ever done anytime, anywhere. Like, shout out to Blame Dirty. Shout out BJ. Shout out Big Trip's house. Shout out Big Trip's house. Welcome to the motherfucking chat, nigga. Shout out Big Trip. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, Trip, we support everything on here, man. We show love all day, bro. So anything you got going on, post it in the chat. You never know what city you in. You never know who need help, business, whatever you got going on. We definitely rock with the chat over here, bro. So we always support. That's our thing. We support each other. So anything you got going on, bro, please post it in the chat. We damn business card, whatever, bro. We fought with it, bro. That's what we do. TSD gang, man. I am the host that do the most. Fuck around, get your dumb ass smoke, make you hide that bitch, and pray to the Pope. This is the. Hey, I overexceeded what I wanted to do tonight, Chad. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I'm humbled as fuck, man. I hope my phone don't blow up. Like, I hope that bitch cooling out. Cause I've been, hey, that phone done had to work tonight, bitch. You done had to work tonight, S23. S23, you done had to work. You done had to get your money's worth tonight, bitch. But I love you, chat. I mean, what more can I say, chat? We shout out to my lady. I mean, we had up to like almost 200 in the chat tonight at one time, man. Crazy, 190 something, 180 something. Like this has been extremely beautiful, chat. I mean, I must say, I must say, chat, that this has been one of the creme de la cremes of doing this this streaming shit. Like, cause I was having a bad day. I went and bought a new camera. Like, I'll show y'all, chat. I went and bought a new streaming camera. I went, you know what I'm saying? I brand new, chat. I went and, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Best Buy trying to figure out a good streaming camera. We tried to stream earlier. Like, it didn't work, man. It was, man, I was mad, man. I was mad. But now we're good. Now we're good in the hood, chat. And we're going to celebrate right now. And we're going to celebrate an amazing stream. This is the best stream I've ever done. And we're going to celebrate now, chat. And y'all know how we celebrate on this channel. Like, it's only one way. If you know my channel, we celebrate one way, and one way only, chat. We ain't got no other celebrations. Y'all know when somebody do their touchdown dance? Finna do my touchdown dance right now, chat. Most views ever, most hours watched. This is crazy, man. Host that do the most. Fuck around, get your dumb ass smoke, make you hide that bitch and pray to somebody, nigga. And pray to somebody, nigga. They say I look high as fuck, nigga. I'm geek. Fucked up, nigga. But I only know one way to party. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I done broke the internet, it feel like. Feel like I done broke the
I'm going in like surgery, yeah, this is an incision. Falling back, I watch these niggas, watch these bitches from a distance. They gon' take your loyalty and love and turn around and flip it. Know you up to something, I could tell the way you acting friendly. I ain't joking, I ain't kidding, this shit. Really with you, only got one like to fuck it up. Make it bad decision. But what do I know? Just a nigga from the Midwest trying to get. My pockets got some big and blues that looking like some cotton candy. My pockets got some big and blue that looking like some cotton candy. Smoking out some Zaza got me feeling all fighting daddies. But that bitch you in my shadow, why the fuck you acting shady? I knew I should've never fucked that bitch. That bitch be at the crib. They say I'm one of the hardest, but that just an understatement. My pockets got some big and blue, they looking like some cotton candy. Bitch won't catch me slipping, I'll be steady, always on my poop. He tripping about this bitch, I take her, make her swallow all my children. I'm tapped into my intuition, all I had to do was listen. I put that smoke all in my lungs, got that Drake all in my key. Move with precision, elevate my mind, I fill it up with wisdom. A bunch of bad attitudes, I'm about to put y'all in detention. Try to cross me up, your situation gon' end up dead. My pockets got some big and blues that looking like some cotton candy. My pockets got some big and blue that looking like some cotton candy. Smoking out some Zaza got me feeling all fighting daddies. But that bitch you in my shadow, why the fuck you acting shit?
Hey Trip, that's our channel artist. His name Fly. So, you know what I'm saying? We support him. We play his music, my boy Fly. But, you know, Fly, that's my favorite song, Cotton Candy. But I ain't gonna leave y'all hanging. I already know y'all want me to play some of these hits I got. So that wasn't me right there, but I'm gonna show y'all what I do on this music tip. Let me pop my shit up. Hold on. Let me get my James Bond going, man. Thank you for coming to Best Buy. The stereos are over there. Yeah, I don't fuck around either, nigga. I don't fuck around, nigga. Shit, I drop, nigga, be epic, nigga. I don't do number epic, nigga. I'm an epic type of nigga, nigga. You know what I'm talking about, nigga? For the 99, for the 99 and 2000, I am the host that do the most. Fuck around, get your dumb ass smoke. Make you hide that bitch and pray to the Pope, nigga. Let's go, TSD gang.
Turn that shit on. I just be flexing, and she just be twerking. She get the bag, I get the money. She pay for a Birkin. Yeah, it was worth it. I keep that detergent. These niggas play dirty. I just be flexing, and she just be twerking. She get the bag, I get the money. She pay for a Birkin. Yeah, it was worth it. I keep that detergent. These niggas play dirty. Thought with a 30, not like I'm Bernie. Got a little birdie, she say like she turkey. Keep a Draco and I call it the dirt. Right before he die, he can dig up the dirt. She calling you back, but she fucking me first. She got on my clothes and rolling up earth. I be on pills, but she be on syrup. Singing and geeking, but we be alert. Yeah, I'm a bear, I took your little honey. Put your hands up, cause I got all the money. And please don't stare, no approaching me funny. I was in tummy, all in her tummy. Counting my money from Monday to Sunday. Wake up, little bitch, hey, they good morning. Love her best friend, she know when she coming. I love that white bitch, and they talk about money. And I'm be flexing, minding my business. Sucking no titties, God is my witness. Y'all just be stressing, mad cause I'm winning. I'ma keep winning, so now that you get it, I was just flexing, minding my business. Sucking no titties, God is my witness. Y'all are just stressing, mad cause I'm winning. But I'ma keep winning, so now that you get it, I just be flexing, and she just be twerking. She get the bag, I get the money. She pay for a Birkin. Yeah, it was worth it. I keep that detergent. These niggas play dirty. I just be flexing, and she just be twerking. She get the bag, I get the money. She pay for a Birkin. Yeah, it was worth it. I keep that detergent. These niggas play dirty. Glock with a 30, man, like a Bernie. Got a little birdie, she saying that she Fergie. Keep a Draco and I call it little dirt. Right before he die, he can dig up the dirt. Calling me bad, but she fucking me fur. Got on my clothes and rolling the perk. I be on pills and she be on syrup. Sneaking and geeking, but we be alert. Yeah, I'm a bear, I took your little honey. Now put your hands up, cause I got all the money. Please don't stand no approaching me funny. Man, contrary to popular belief. You won't say that shit to my face, nigga. It's the same nigga, same gang, nigga. Water with Team D-Boss. Fuck out my face with that pussy shit. I'm in a gangster, nigga. I make you hide your bitch and laugh in your face. Fuck y'all got going on, nigga. Put a leash and a collar on your coochie, nigga. I'm a gangster, get the fuck out of my face, nigga. Yo, bitch be breaking me off while I be praying the dog. While I stand over the stove, cooking this dope, we won't take a loss. Yo, bitch be breaking me off while I be praying the dog. While I stand over the stove, cooking this dope, we won't take a loss. Always clutching, try to wipe his nose, always fucking. Niggas favorite hoes, I'm about that, better let it go. Never had an op, y'all niggas know. Always clutching, try to wipe his nose, always fucking. Niggas favorite hoes, I'm about that, better let it go. Never had an op, y'all niggas know. They say Darius, he crazy, but he amazing. Hope took my baby, but it didn't phase me. Drifting water, never the Navy. Boy, I'm a gangster, boy, you a lady. Paint wet on my Mercedes. E-Jet, they copy me, baby. I don't wear draws, my hoe don't wear panties. I'm never lagging, put it on granny. I'm from Orlando, home of the plug, home of the bando with strippers and drug. Your niggas will rob you, kidnap your toddler. You never see me, so why you so bothered? Take your bitch back home, my nerves. I don't pop saying, hope give me some syrup. Bullet bitch, shot it to the birds. That other bitch, she got kicked to the curb. Yo, bitch be breaking me off while I be praying the dog. While I stand over the stove, cooking this dope, we won't take a loss. Yo, bitch be breaking me off while I be praying the dog. While I stand over the stove, cooking this dope, we won't take a loss. Always clutching, about to wipe his nose, always fucking. Niggas favorite hoes, I'm about that, better let it go. Never had an op, y'all niggas know. Always clutching, about to wipe his nose, always fucking. Niggas favorite hoes, I'm about that, better let it go. Never had an op, y'all niggas know. Say Darius, he crazy, but he amazing. Darius, he crazy. See, Darius, he crazy, but he amazing. Darius, he crazy, crazy. Eat a dick, I'm going to the top, nigga. Yo, bitch be breaking me off
while I be praying the dog. While I stand over the stove, cooking this dope, we won't take a loss. Yo, bitch be breaking me off. Yeah, Chad, I go fucking nuts, Chad. I go nuts, Chad. I literally go nuts. I literally go nuts. Like I don't give nobody a chance to be better than me at this music shit. Thank you, Blame. I don't give a nigga a chance, bro. You ain't finna out rap me, none of that. None of that, nigga, none of that. When it comes to this shit here, I don't give a nigga a chance, bro. I stand on business when it comes to this music, bro. I stand on business, nigga. I don't give a nigga a chance, nigga. Nigga be like, oh, my song better. Nah, nigga, you gonna have to put in some work to think you do what I do, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna have to put in some work, nigga. Well, chat, I love y'all. I'm finna get out of here, man. I am the host that do the most. Fuck around, get your dumb ass smoke, make you hide that bitch, and pray to the Pope. Good night, niggas. 3 hours, 40 motherfucking minutes. I'm a big dog.